Wanna put your name on it. Ooh, baby, I like it.
Hey guys, what's up? Happy Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. Dude, I completely like messed up for a second there. I was like, wait a minute. Is it Saturday? Is it Sunday? What day is it? I feel like on the weekend, all is like left up to chance, you know? Could be either. It could be either. Thank you guys, thank you so much. Happy Saturday though. How is everyone doing? I hope everybody has had a great start to their weekends so far. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you here in this space right now. I am giving you all the huggies. I see you guys.
Let me get a closer look.
No,
yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough.
You're cute as fuck.
Oh wait, you're not just cute, you cute as fuck.
No, yo. Now, don't forget, guys, this is still kind of like I'm still working out the kinks from having switched over to the new PC. So if there's anything that you see going on that I need to know about, please feel free to let me know. All right? Let me know. Don't hide it from me. You don't have to be, nice or anything. Like, let me know if there's any audio issues, any visual issues, if you're not hearing alerts, anything like that. I definitely want to know about all of it. I did a recording, everything seemed fine, but you know how these things go. Like, there's Twitch gremlins, all right, that like come out once you go live and things go hunkadory. So yeah. But welcome in, guys. Thank you again so much for being here. Happy Saturday.
Let me get a closer look.
Weekend has been absolutely awesome.
You're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough.
You're
oh wait,
cute.
you're not just cute, you cute as fuck.
No, you cute. You're cute as fuck. Let me go ahead and scroll back, though, because I know we had quite a few things happen as stream was starting.
Now you listen to me, you little cupcake.
So,
go drink some
water. I need to drink water. I do need to drink water. Thank you. Dashi, thank you so much for that tier 3 subby. Thank you for the 6 months at tier 3. My bad. Thank you so much for the 6 months at tier 3 subby. Much love to you. Mwah. I love you, my partner pushing sister. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Happy Bob, thank you so much for the first, also for frosting me. Thank you so much for frosting my ass. Razor, thank you so much for the 15 stream streak. I see you, sir. Listen, we about to play a fish game with Razor, all right? I don't know if y'all realize that. We about to play a fish game with Razor. We're going to be playing some Raft in just a minute here. And I'm super excited to do that with Razor. Because, he got fish kinks, and I want to see how that all plays out and shit like that. Nate, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you for the sub with Prime. You only get one of those. Thank you ever so much for choosing to spend it here. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, wait, what is that? Thank you so much for the big emote biddies. That's right. Fish kink emote biddies. What's up? Ocean, thank you for the lurk, sweetie. Artemis Games, thank you so much for the 5 stream streak. Thank you. Nova, thank you so much for the big emote biddies. Wait, actually those are biddies. My bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for the biddies, Nova. Nova, thank you so much for the gifted subby the other day to the bacon one. I missed that until my stream ended and I saw it in my OBS. I know I had thanked you for the sub previous to that, but thank you so much for the gifted subby to whatever that gremlin name was about. I don't know what. But yeah, Tsunami, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted subby to Dolphin. I appreciate that. W gifted subby. Draco, thank you so much for the biddies. Hi, Draco. How are you? It's good to see you. I hope you've had a good week, my friends. I hope you've had a good week. Will, I see you, Will. Thank you so much for the 15 stream streak. Thank you, my friend. What is going on? Oh my God. Will. Holy shit. Will, thank you so much for the gift of Pragmata off my fucking throne list. Holy shit. Dude. Thank you so much for the gifted subby for Pragmata. Yes. Yes, Cuppy Pragmata playthrough. That'll be on my single player stream days, which are usually Tuesdays or Wednesday night pop-ups. Will, seriously, that was an incredibly generous gift. Incredibly generous. Thank you so much for the gifted subby the gifted subby. I can't even talk. Dude, you got me fucked up. You got me all fucked up. Thank you so much for the gifted. You know what? Thank you. Thank you so much for the gift off my throne. You got me fucked up. I can't even talk right now, Will. Seriously, thank you, my friend. If you guys don't know Will Treaty is a streamer. He is a streamer. If you guys could show him some love, if I could get a big shouty outy, because I feel like Will is one of those people that definitely goes under the radar, right? I feel like he goes under the radar for a lot of people, and he really shouldn't. He is one of the most kind, seriously, one of the most kind, soft-spoken, wonderful people that I have met here. And I need more eyes on him, okay? I really do. And believe me, you will thank me for that. You really will. I need you guys to know and love him as much as I do, because he's a good man, and he deserves to be seen more than he is. I love you, Will. Mwah. Thank you, my friend. Like I said, you're way too generous. I will have to spank you later, which I'm sure you'll enjoy, but, you know, still, I'm gonna say it. I see all the Hayam news. I will yell at you all in a minute. I'm going to have to yell at you all in one big stretch, and I'll explain why in a second and stuff. But certainly today I'm definitely going to have to. But Nova's Pride, I do see that you are actually Lexi. Lexi, hi, sweetie. Thank you so much for the biddies. I see you, sweetie. New name. Let's go. I love it. I love it, Lexi. Grab your leash, Cuppy.
Hey, let me get a closer look. Yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough. Oh, wait, you're not just cute. You're cute as fuck.
Listen, you're cute as fuck, alright? You're cute as fuck. But seriously, thank you once again. I appreciate it for the big emote biddies. Oh my God, Chris! Thank you for the 25 stream streak. Holy shit! Thank you for the 25 stream streak. That's a lot. The fact that you would pull me up 25 times in a row, I really am humbled by that.
Let me get a closer look.
Thank you.
Yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough. Oh, wait, you're not just cute. You're cute as fuck.
No, you cute as fuck, alright? I fight you. You cute as fuck. You just say it. You cute. But Spectrum, thank you for the message effects. I see you. Will, once again, thank you so much for the gift off my throne. Pragmata is definitely a game that I'm hella interested in. So, okay. So, here's some Cuppy lore, all right? Like little baby Cuppy lore. So, when I was a child, there were two main things that I wanted to be when I grew up.
Did you say pie? I'd like some pie.
Thank you so much for the bacon cannoli cream pie. Thank you. But yeah, there were two main things I wanted to be when I grew up. One of them was a veterinarian, of course. The other was an astronaut. I actually had posters of space all on my room and stuff, all on my walls. I had astronaut dolls. I wanted to go to space camp. I begged my parents to send me to space camp. But yeah, I wanted to be an astronaut. Now, I will tell you, you know, as an adult, that probably wouldn't have worked out well for me because math is not my forte. However, I really wanted to be an astronaut. So that means a lot to me, Will. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mwah. All right,
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Oh my God, that scared me.
Space!
Holy fuck, that scared me. I don't remember what I was saying, but I was saying something. But no, y'all cute as fuck, all right? Y'all cute as fuck. Thank you again for the biddies, the resubs, the game. Y'all need spankies, okay? Y'all need spankies, but thank you. I am gonna let you guys know.
Let me get a closer look.
No, you're cute.
Yup, you're still
You're
cute. Sorry,
cute.
wait, I didn't look close enough. Oh, wait, you're not just cute. You're cute as fuck.
You're cute as fuck. I am gonna scroll back and read all of your messages individually. I just want to say something real quick before I do that.
Cupcake. Go drink some water.
Thank you. Let me drink some water. So some of you already know this, and I've talked a little bit about it on stream before. But I have an autoimmune condition, right? I have an autoimmune condition that sometimes rears its pesky little head. And let's just say it started yesterday morning. I woke up and it looks like I have 2nd-degree burns on my face. I don't know what this is from. I haven't used any new products, none whatsoever. The only thing I have had that is brand new in the last like 3 or 4 days, has been this blueberry sourdough bread. I love you. So it was my 2nd time having it. And sometimes my body, when it has an autoimmune response like that, where it kind of like overcompensates and goes crazy, and goes haywire. Sometimes it takes me having had something 1 or 2, even 3 times before it kind of freaks out. So that's the only thing I could think it is. But yeah, it looks like I have like 2nd-degree burns on my face in various areas. It looks like someone punched me in my left eye. I definitely woke up all congested. And yeah, I feel a little nauseated. So I just want to let you guys know that and stuff, because if I have to end stream at some point, if it starts to feel really bad, I want you to know why. But yeah, autoimmune conditions are no joke. For those of you that are not familiar with them, it basically is your body attacking itself, right? It takes everyday things that we all come in contact with, whether it's pollen or various foods, the air we breathe, it doesn't matter. And it can determine that that's a super invader, right? You guys know that, like, when I've gotten COVID and stuff like that, like, I have to go on the antivirals. And the big part of that is because my body completely freaks out. It's just like, oh my God, we are being invaded, by a nuclear army. Let me just go completely crazy and go haywire. And what people don't realize is that when you get a virus like that, what really gets you is your body's response to it, right? So when you have an autoimmune condition and doesn't work for me. What are we looking at? Oh, okay. Sorry. When we have an autoimmune condition, our bodies basically, like I said, determine everyday things that we come in contact with, and decide that it's an invader. And sometimes it will come out of nowhere. You can suddenly develop an allergy at any point in your life, no matter how many times you've actually been exposed to something. And a lot of people don't realize that. But for me, that is one of the reasons why I do choose to work at home and things like that, is because I'm trying to lessen my body's freakouts. Because when it does freak out, like, it really fucking freaks out. So anyway, I'm not feeling quite myself today. Kenzie, I know you're very familiar with all of this type of stuff. So I apologize if my energy is a little bit lower and things like that. But yeah, I think at a normal time, when I hadn't been so inconsistent in my streaming, I probably would have canceled this evening, just because I know I really don't feel well. But we're going to play some Raft. We're going to have a ton of fun. We've got crowd control on. Don't forget, you guys can collect your free crowd control coins. We're going to have an absolute blast, okay? But let me go ahead and scroll up, because I want to make sure that I don't miss anyone's chats, because I fucking love you guys. Aki, what's up? Chaos Magician, how are you? It's good to see you. Will, it's good to see you. Happy Bob, what's up? How are you? Poggy, thank you for being here. Dashy, thank you for being here. I love you guys. Oh, yes, kitties. To say it, you gotta give me your ass, right? Get those butts in my chat right now. You twerk it and work it, all right? I want to see all your dancing emotes, all your twerk emotes. Give me your energy, all right? It makes me feel better. So if you want to help me feel better, you throw that ass at me.
Yum, 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 yum.
I love you guys. Mwah. I can tell you want to make me feel better. Mwah. Britt, that emote is adorable. I'm sorry, I just saw your emote, Britt. That's absolutely adorable. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Mwah. Yes, thank you so much though for your understanding of my condition. It's kind of frustrating. Like I was telling people before stream and stuff, like I know like the last month I've had to be really inconsistent with my streams and stuff like that, due to the tech issues and the food poisoning and everything else. And so I feel really bad. I feel really bad anytime I have to cancel, I honestly, I do. I feel bad about it. So I am sorry that now that I am back, like I'm not quite myself. But I adore you guys. I adore you guys. And I'm very so grateful for all of the grace and understanding every single one of you always shows me. I truly am. I truly am. All right, let me go ahead. Redneck Jedi, what's up? How are you? It's good to see you. Draco, like I said, it's good to see you, my friend. You're right. I do need to hydrate. I need to keep extra hydrated during this because, yeah. Yeah, I was playing some... I don't know if you guys saw that Cindy was streaming The Isle this morning. This has been our secret passion behind the scenes for the last week, is to play dinosaur game, as we like to call it. I was playing that last night in a VC with people, and I suddenly had to leave. I was just like, okay, I really don't feel well all of a sudden. I gotta go. I got to go. But I've been loving dinosaur game. You might actually see me stream The Isle at some point. I just need to find the right server, because there's different servers we've been trying lately I'm not super thrilled with. So once I find the right server, we got this. We so got this. Thank you. I see crowd control happening behind the scenes. I will switch to the game scene in just a second. So hold off on the crowd controls until I switch to the game scene, because I don't want you guys to feel as though you haven't gotten your money's worth. But just know I see them. Even if you guys don't see or hear them, I do. Because they're playing on my game PC and stuff. So trust me, you're scaring the fuck out of me, brats. Dom, what's up, Dom? How are you? It's good to see you, sweetie. Razor, thank you so much for being here, my friend, and also for playing with me. Wolf, hi, Wolf. How are you? I hope you're well. Ancient Hydra, hello, sweetie. How are you? It's good to see you, honey. Britt, thank you so much for being here. Thank you also for the lurkies, honey. Lexi, like I said, it's very good to see you. Thank you for being here, honey. Thank you, Redneck Jedi. Thank you, honey. All right, we are slowly catching up. Liz is going to be playing with us. I'm super excited to have Liz with us. This is going to be... I think Liz played this on Xbox. It's Razor that's never played it. And then Poggy, of course, has played it before with me and stuff. But I think I just saw he lost his power, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Really shitty timing. I'm just saying. But thank you for the big emote biddies. I see you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play Pragmata for you guys. Thanks to Will. Thanks to Will and his generosity. Mwah. Let's see. Where are we? Nightmare Shadow. Hi, sweetie. How are you? It's good to see you. So what is this daddy thing? Dad Simulator. What is this? Okay, now I have a question. So I've seen some of Pragmata, like the videos and stuff like that. I haven't wanted to spoil myself, so I haven't watched any streams of it. Why is it Dad Simulator? Somebody explain to me why it's Dad Simulator. Now I'm kind of curious. Kenzie, it's good to see you. Happy Saturday to you. Deathstroke, hi, honey. How are you? Happy Saturday to you as well. I hope you're doing really well. Says, hi, Says, how are you? Drift, hi, how are you? It's good to see you, Drift. Thank you for the huggies. Thank you for the huggies, guys. I appreciate you. Biffy, hi, Biffy, how are you? But, oh, yeah, that's why I started to go into the whole autoimmune thing. I'm going to have to yell at you all one time, right? And I'm not going to lie, I did pre-record because I'm not going to be able to do it very much. Just because this histamine reaction, like I said, has gone systemic. So I know my voice is sketched tonight. I know it's all kinds of raspy and stuff. That's after I did Flonase and Claritin, as well as herbal allergy stuff. So, like, this is me at my best at the moment. So we're going to have like the pre-recorded version because I can't. Also, I can't take when she's floating like that. Get your ass down here, chibi. Okay, there we go. Okay. Ah! Oh my God, what the fuck? No, you're the best. You're the best, Deathstroke. Lav, hi Lav, how are you? It's good to see you, my friend. If you guys don't know Lav Monroe is currently on a partner push. She already has 1 month done. Lav, I don't know if you feel comfortable answering this, and if you don't, that's totally fine. But how far along are you within that second month? Thank you, guys. Oz, thank you. Hi, Oz. How are you? It's good to see you. I am sorry it's taking a minute to get through chat. Thank you so much for the grace, all of you. But Oz, how are you? It's good to see you, sweetie. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you for the hug, he says. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you guys. Drift, thank you so much for the 3-stream streak. It's good to see you. Thank you, Lav. Thank you. Thank you for the roses. I see the roses. I'm trying, Spectrum. I'm trying. I figure, you know, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, Monday, more than likely Tuesday or Wednesday. I think I'm going to take the next few days off. I got to do a couple of things and stuff. I might do a pop-up on Tuesday or Wednesday. I might. But I am definitely going to be taking a me day tomorrow. That much I will tell you. So, yes, exactly, Kenzie. We're just going to have a cozier stream. Just a little cozy stream of some raft. We do the little cozy things. Look at all those asses. I'm scrolling through your asses right now, and I'm loving it. Who's banging on my door? Liz, I know. I see you banging on my door. Thank you, Spectrum. Mwah. Thank you. Oh, would you really, Souls? Would you be down to watch Dinosaur Game? I love Dinosaur Game. Like I said, we've been playing it off stream and stuff like that. If you guys have the Isle, like, and you see us in a VC playing it, I usually name the VC, like in the status of it, Dino Time. Like, if you have the Isle, you are more than welcome to come and play with us. I mean that for every single one of you. We'd love to have you. Thank you, Britt. Thank you, sweetie. I'm the right server. I will serve you. Cuppy or head brat, what do you mean? I absolutely am head brat, and especially when I'm at 100% of my power, like, I am, like, super head brat, all right?
Let me get a closer look. Yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough. Oh, wait, you're not just cute. Right? You cute as fuck.
You're fucking cute. You'll understand it the second you play it. I'm fucking dying. I'm fucking dying.
You listen to me, you little cupcake. Go drink some water.
I'm kind of curious now. I'm going to have to preload it just to see before I stream it. Like, not play it. I'm not going to play it without you guys, though. I'm not going to play it without you guys, but I am going to... You know what? That is felt. I feel like those emojis, okay? Felt like those emojis. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, honey. I'm doing good. I'm drinking and watching Weapons. Weapons, so trippy. Wait a minute. I think we watched that in the Discord at some point. I feel like that's a movie we watched in the Discord at some point. You're taking care of an AI little girl. Oh, so I am a dad. Oh my God. I'm a father. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Cindy's always saying, okay, Cindy in Dino Game, I don't know if y'all watched her earlier today. She goes around and is just like, every little small dinosaur she sees, she's just like, I am your father. You know, like the fucking Darth Vader shit. So I guess now I get to be a dad. I get to be a dad now. No, you're good, Biffy. You're good. You're a wizard, Cuppy. You're a wizard, Harry. Cuppy, I think I'm not going to be the only one from this community that gets even the nun. Listen, I'm going to make you fucking TikTok famous, and you know what I'm saying about having nun kinks and stuff like that. Like, every time I post about the nun kinks and stuff, like, I'm tagging Spectrum, because my goal is to make sure that, you know, the internet knows Spectrum has a nun kink. All right, I'm trying to spread that. So if y'all could help me spread that, I'd appreciate it. Raft is one of my favorite games, but it's not one I have the most hours in. I adore Raft. Oh my God, what the hell was that? I just saw that. I almost told you to stick the nuns somewhere. I'm not going to lie. It almost came out of my mouth, and then I was like, okay, they're going to clip me on that. I love Raft, so I'm not going to lie. I've actually beaten Raft. I used to play this on Xbox with... wait, I think we actually beat it on PC. Let me take it back. We beat it on PC. Kyle and Cinny, we played it and stuff like that. They basically ran the storyline, and I ran like the at-home type of things and stuff. So I kind of took care of us and such. But I have actually beaten this game before. However, Poggy has not, Liz has not, and Razor's not really played it. So I figure we'll go ahead and introduce them to it. Plus, I know it's a lot of fun with crowd control. Speaking of which, collect your free crowd control coins because we're about to go to the game scene. All right, so make sure you get your free crowd control coins. As soon as I catch up to chat, like, we're going to be going to the game scene. I'm just letting you know. You mean my fifth third stream streak here. So technically almost like 15, so to speak. Like 15 pretty much. Did you get your power back yet, Poggy? Brandy, hi Brandy, how are you? It's good to see you. You're cute as fuck. How are you, honey? Village Cannibal, what's up? How are you? It's good to see you. Chandria, thank you so much for the hydrate. Chandria, you've been on my mind. I need to DM you. Nothing bad or anything. I just want to make sure you're doing good and stuff like that. But you've absolutely been on my... Somebody is sucking on my head. Listen, I'm surprised it was my head. I'm surprised it was my head. I'm not going to lie. Maybe, I don't know, should I be like... I think we will stick with this outfit today because I am cozy today. But I could do the bathing suit because, I mean, like, technically we on a raft and stuff like that. Okay. But Village, how are you? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing super well. Country, hi sweetie, how are you, Country? It's good to see you. Happy Saturday. The Mad Wolf, hi, how are you? Happy Saturday to you. Dead Paul, what's up? How are you, Mr. Dead Paul? Happy Saturday to you. I hope you're doing really well. It's good to see you. I'm so tired. You know what? That is felt. That is felt. Mwah, I give you kisses. Mwah, I give you kisses. I'm also hopefully this week before Thursday's stream going to be adding I can't think, a channel point redeem for you guys to give me like kisses, and you'll see it when you see it, but you're going to actually be able to give the VTuber kisses and little kiss marks on me and stuff. So it's kind of cute. So hopefully this week. Just a Ghost, hi, I love you. How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. My work has been far too dramatic for Mother's Day weekend. Okay, that is really unfortunate because Mother's Day weekend should definitely be a weekend in which we just get to chill and relax. I'm sorry. So wait a minute. Do I need to restart the shared chat again? Let me go see. I don't know if I need to restart. Okay, no, it's enabled. So it's just a matter of Liz joining us again, I think. Oh, no. Poggy's the one that's not joined us. Poggy, do you have power yet? I'm doing okay. Jessica. So I'm having... so I've talked a little bit about it in streams before, but I have an autoimmune condition. And so every now and again, my body will completely freak out about something and decide it's a massive invader. So it started yesterday. And yeah, so I absolutely feel sick. I look terrible. But I'm doing okay. As soon as we catch up to chat, we're moving to game scene. In about 30 minutes because this chat never stops. I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like it's a little slower today because everyone can tell that I am not quite myself. Thank you. I do need to hydrate. Thank you. Crew, I see you. Crew, how are you? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. All right, let me go ahead and change the game because now we are actually going to do the raft things. Thank you so much for the biddies. I see you, you brat. There's a crew on site. It was a motor vehicle accident that happened that caused it, so hopefully it'll be back soon. Yeah, I hope everybody's okay in that accident as well. I'm sorry, Poggy. We stop sometimes, just not now. About the chat. I was like, wait a minute, what are we talking about again? My brain was like not braining. I'm okay-ish. I have prayer and all the good things to you, though, Cuppy. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and undeafen. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. See, that was, like, easy peasy because I just turned it all down.
That was crazy. Whatever I just saw was absolutely crazy. Okay.
Oh, that bang at the door was crazy. That got me, like, I almost cried. I had to go and turn it down.
Oh my God, what is this name? Cuppy's Little Lap Dancer. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try to guess who this is. Dolphin, would it be you? I heard from Dolphin that you wanted a lap dance. When you want to schedule it so I can fit you in. I mean, if you would like to right now, I'm totally down. Go ahead and get down. Twerk it and work it. Weenie. Hi, Weenie. Welcome in. How are you? Hello. I love this game. Same. I love this game. This game is so much fun. Cuppy did not hear. I did hear the bang on the door. Did you hear the bang on the door? I was going to say, you got Liz really good. I want to be the shark so I can chomp on Cuppy. Wait, maybe I'm not that tasty. All right, I'm starting the world, guys. What is this? Oh, okay. Because we're running crowd control. You're going to see when you get into the world, it like thanks all of these people and stuff. How do I invite people again? It's been so long. Social. All right.
I don't know.
I think you can just make a game and then tell us the code.
Oh, so the code's going to be Poggy Pop, all lowercase.
The lobby name. Like, so we'll just go to it. So whatever you name it.
Yeah, you just got an invite. Liz is your name? Liz, it is. Okay. Ah! Oh my God.
Yep. Hello.
Okay, what was that, though? That was weird, because that did not play on top for some reason that time. Hold up. Let me see. Okay, so it's playing on top.
There we go. Wow.
That was weird, because that time it did not play on top. Like, there should be no issues with that, because that was, like, my game PC. Thank you for the fireworks. Thank you. Alright, let me catch up. Thank you for frosting my ass. Thank you for frosting my ass. Cuppy, you're too smart for me, because that was me as Cuppy's little lap dancer. I had to get a little lap, and I knew it. I see you.
That stream.
Loud noises.
Okay, that scream was absolutely crazy. I'm throwing myself into some Diablo 4, but I'll pop in when I can. I truly appreciate you and everything you've done for me and this community. I can't wait to see where life takes you. Will, you have done so much for me. Okay, so when you say thank you to me, like, dude, honey, seriously, thank you to you. Mwah. You have fun, though. Have fun with Diablo 4. Go kick some asses, all right? You go kick some asses. And I want to do a collab with you at some point, if you're down. I would love to do that with you at some point. D4 is something else. I've never played it. I don't think I've ever played Diablo 4. I did a couple of rogues, but I love my barbs. Wait, what are we talking? Wait, is this Diablo 4 lingo?
Diablo 4 classes, yeah.
Ah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. What are we talking about? Ah, give me that. Give me a wood. All right, we're gonna do amazing.
Sure.
Hi, Karen.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho.
Good to see you. Will, I would love that. Absolutely. Will, I'm serious. Let's figure out what we want to play and stuff like that, and I would love to do that with you. It's been way too long since you and I have gotten to play. Like, we've played Borderlands and stuff like that off stream. But let's think about what we want to play on stream, whether it's Borderlands or something else. I would absolutely love it. I'm meta sorcerer over here. Wait, what do you mean you're meta sorcerer over here? Are
Wait,
you?
Puppy, you never invited
Is that Diablo?
me.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
If I didn't, then I invited
Oh my God.
a weird Liz.
You're right. Okay, my bad. My bad.
No, you're good. I was just like, wait a minute. There's a random Liz coming in here.
What's this shit? Not me.
I was nervous. I was like, oh my god, who did I just accidentally invite now?
Oh, it said an error occurred. What the heck?
I had to join a second time. The first time didn't work.
Oh, I can send another one.
Why did that?
I mean, I got in now. I'm in.
An error occurred times 2.
Times 2.
Error times 2? What?
That's what I said.
Weird. I wonder what that is.
An error is occurring times
Hi,
2.
Star. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you.
Can you go to...
Speaking of random joiners, I popped in, jumped in the water in front of Cuppy, and just dropped. Wait, where did you go? Are you still here?
So that's ancient? No, they left.
Oh. I'm gonna get the new expansion next month, and I'll be playing Paladin. Oh shit! I have never played Paladin. We don't have any kind of weapon right now to beat his ass. But normally we need to beat his ass with something, like a pike or something. But we just don't have anything yet.
Just build.
How do we...
On building.
How do you build?
Oh,
Oh no, I keep missing it. Give me this.
Get in. What the hell?
All right, we're gonna figure out. Let's figure out how to get you in, because we're not leaving you out. Okay, why is that suddenly not showing? It was showing, and now it's not showing. Why are you being weird? Why would this suddenly not show? Configure.
Dream overlay? Oh yeah, that one.
I've already done the tutorial. Why?
Sure, I've done the tutorial.
Like, I had this set up from a million years ago, so I definitely have done this, but like, why is it not playing? I'm so confused right now. I'm confusion.
Wait,
Hi,
do you have the
Cassie.
mod?
Huh?
Do you have the mod for the thing? You know what? I'm gonna mute myself because I don't know any more than you do. Well, because I don't know any more than she does, but I'll start getting ideas like I do.
Will, WoW is one game I've never played, but from what I understand, it's a game that people heavily get into.
Oh yeah, it'll consume you very quickly.
That's what I had heard as well.
That actually did
So,
happen.
yeah, I'm not quite sure right now why it's not playing on top of the screen. It's hella fucking strange. Hi, Cassie. I hope you're doing well. Friends on Steam should be able to join directly. I got in with no invite sent. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Are you not able to join in on your own either? Liz?
Well, your invite link didn't work.
Okay, but you should also be able to join on your own, is what Hydra's saying.
Oh no, I fucked up. Girl, this Tetris game is blocking my entire world right now. I can't even get to.
That is felt. That is felt.
What the hell? Okay, well.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'll wait.
Oh my god, I keep fucking this up. I go to read chat and then I don't see which way this thing is wanting to go, so I fuck it up.
Okay, how do I join you? Oh, join game? Okay. Join round.
No, there is no way that I'm fucking this up so bad. Fuck you.
And what the
Ah! Oh god, yes! Yeah, what's up, bitches? I got it. Alright, let me scroll back. I know I've missed all kinds of chats at this point during all of that. Okay.
not understand.
I'm doing good. How is you? I'm doing okay. I'm having some allergic reactions to things, but other than that, I'm doing okay.
Okay, there we go. I got it. I'm in, baby.
Alright, let me catch. Yay, let's go. Alright, sorry, I'm just catching up in chat. I'm just reading through here real quick, guys. So if I miss anything, I do apologize. Technical difficulties are contagious. I had some yesterday, so I was 13 minutes late, I think. But yeah, I was 13 minutes late starting stream. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can't help but have it happen. Hi, Shine Wolf. Hello, welcome in. How are you? Happy time zone to you. If you yourself are a streamer, please feel free to let us know that you're a streamer.
You can push it.
Let us know what you stream, when you stream. Oh my goodness! Oh my god! What's going on? Holy God! What is going on? I don't know. We've got big waves. Big waves are happening. Shit's going down. Oh my God! Echo, what's up, Echo? How are you? It's good to see you. Toxic Ramen, what's up? How are you, honey? I hope you're doing well. But Shine Wolf, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I am sorry I was a little late in getting to the messages. I'm a little bit behind in my messages at the moment, so I apologize. I found you on Metal's Discord. Well, hello. Yes, I am one of, oh my God, Metal Leopard stream team members. Hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, but yeah, Metal Leopard is a complete and utter vibe. You know, I was introduced to him by Enchantress, and he and I very much see things the same way in terms of this space, meaning that we are here to uplift, we are here to promote those around us that have not quite gotten to where we are, and we both feel that responsibility to do so. So I absolutely love Metal Leopard. If y'all don't know Metal Leopard, for those of you in my stream, definitely get to know Metal Leopard. He is a wonderful man and a great streamer. Truly. I loved Raph, especially with crowd control. I love Raph too. Crowd control makes it a complete and utter vibe. Ah! Oh my God.
I survived him.
Okay, listen, we have a tiny piece at this point.
We need to get out of here. Wait, but
I know it's so bad. It's been a minute since I played Raph, so even though I've beaten this game, like I beat it like 2 years ago. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know things anymore.
How come I don't have the big waves?
So the big waves happened because that was crowd control. That was a crowd control menace like Factory, who just said, "Hold on, everyone, I sense some big waves coming."
Yeah,
did you not get the big waves?
No, they didn't show for us.
Big waves. It's
okay,
super
but
calm here.
wait a second.
I just got an ore.
Did you guys? And you guys took the thingy, so you should get the big waves.
We're getting all the disrupt.
Razor, how are you better at this game than me already?
What do you mean? I'm just trying to learn.
But Toxic Ramen, mwah, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm glad to hear that, Echo. What's your great news, sweetie? What's your great news?
Where'd he go? I lost the ore.
Alright, I don't actually remember what I was going to play. Wait, when? What did I miss? I know I missed something. And for those of you that are new to me, please forgive me. I am not well today, so I'm not quite myself in terms of my energy nor reading chat. So please forgive me. I'm trying to get myself together. Can confirm I met Metal Leopard through Kit before I met you, Cuppy. Yeah, you know, did Kit tell you the day that she and I ran into each other in his stream? We were both like, oh my God, hi. Waves were me. Don't you give my gremlin credits away. Draco, My bad. Draco, thank you so much for the waves, you brat.
Here we go.
Oh my god, Draco, I already see what you did.
Oh, what the hell?
I see you, you did. Oh, I'm in the water! Oh my god, I didn't realize I was in the water. I was reading chat. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying to get to you, but Bruce is on my ass. Bruce is on my ass. Chat, give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, dude. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna fucking make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying. We almost there. We almost there. Oh, thank God. Thank God. All right, I need to catch up and chat real quick, and then I can actually, like, be helping. Okay. I gotta.
Wait, I just made a rope. What the hell?
Does a bird have my name on it? Wait, what bird? What bird? I am confusion. What bird? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I see you, my OBS. I see what you did. I see you. Ugh, your app looks a little small. It's just a little bit small. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow. I deeply, deeply appreciate that. If you would like to talk about yourself in my space, I completely encourage you to do so. For those of you that are in my space, whether you're the person that just followed me or somebody that's already been here, please know that this is a safe space for you to network if you choose to do so. Please let them know what you stream, when you stream, all of that goodness. This is a safe space to talk about all things you. The only thing I ever ask is that you don't say you currently live or about to go live. You left the island, it's gone. Wait, were you there on the island? Did we leave you? I'm dying of thirst, by the way. I'm gonna die.
Razor, I need palm leaves. I need you to take me to the palm.
Oh my god.
Oh
god, I'm in the water again. How am I in the water again? Is this a crowd control thing? Is this a crowd control thing? I don't know anymore.
I'm trying to fish for you.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
No, he bit me. He bit me. I'm down. I'm down for the count. Yes, I am. And for those of you doing crowd control, don't forget to collect your free crowd control coins. You guys do not have to pay money to mess with me. Okay? You guys can absolutely mess with me for free. Okay? Surrender and respawn. That is very sad. Okay, there we go. I lost some of my stuff. I'm sad. Yeah, wait, I do have this though. Thank God. Alright. Alright, we're catching up. Slowly catching up.
We're dealing with waves now.
But yeah, what bird? What bird? I am lost on the bird situation. My crowd control didn't play. Ooh, what was it? Let me go check. Let me go catch it. Shine Wolf, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? What were you streaming? Welcome in, raiders. My name is Little Cupcake Killer. If any of you coming through with this raid are streamers, please feel free to let us know that you are a streamer. Let us know what you stream, when you stream, all of that goodness. This is a safe space to network if you choose to do so. But thank you ever so much for the raid. Guys, if you're not already following Shine Wolf, please. I'm not a streamer is a lie. Wait a minute. I just realized. I fell for it. That's crazy. I will never admit to it. Okay, then you know what? I'm making it my mission. I'm going to make it my mission that every time you're in my stream, I'm going to be like, Shine Wolf's a streamer. Shine Wolf's a streamer. Shine Wolf's going to deny it, but Shine Wolf is a streamer. Thank you so much for the follows behind the scenes. I do have anonymous follows, but for all of you that are coming into this stream, whether you've been here before or you're brand new to me, please know that in my stream, I very, very much encourage each and every one of you to talk about yourselves in my space, okay? I want you to be able to acknowledge that you're a streamer.
Go drink some
water.
I want
you to be able to say what you stream, when you stream, all of that goodness. The only thing I will ever ask is that you don't say you're currently live or about to go live. Short of that, you are so very welcomed to talk all about you. So Unicorn Gaming, thank you so much for coming through with the raid. Let me catch everybody. Sea Cat Matt, I love your name. Your name is almost a tongue twister for me. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming through with the raid. I deeply appreciate it. Undefined Variable, thank you so much for coming through with the raid. I deeply appreciate it. I'm a streamer. Sea Cat Matt, what do you stream and when do you normally stream if you're willing to share? Nope, I'll never admit to it. Undefined, you're another one. Every time you come into my stream now, I'm going to be like, Undefined is a streamer. They won't admit to it, but they're a streamer. Mainly Minecraft, newly addicted to Traveler's Rest. Wait, is that the Rest Stop sim that just came out? Gonna be exploring Raft. Oh my god, I love Raft. I love Raft. Now, Buckshot Roulette, I've heard really good things about. I have not played it yet, but I have heard really good things about it. Oh my god. Oh god! Okay. No, Bruce is gonna eat me. Bruce is trying to eat me. Bruce is trying to eat me. Oh my god. Wait, where am I? Was I floating in the air? Okay, I am so confused. Was I in the air? I can't tell. I can't tell.
About that. Wait, you expanded? How'd you do that?
KB, thank you so much for the subby. Yeah. Faith, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow, Seacat. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But seriously, KB, thank you so much for the subby. Faithlin, thank you so much for the biddies. I really do appreciate it more than I can possibly say, truly. For all of you that have redeemed Hi, I'm New when you know that you're not, okay, but let me just pre-warn those of you that are new in my stream. My community likes to redeem Hi, I'm New when they know that they're not, because they like to be yelled at by little women. Okay, that's a kink of some sort. I don't know what. I assume it's a kink. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But you know what? I'm just gonna warn you. I'm pre-warning you. I'm about to scream right now. Everyone, you're not new. You're not fucking new. All right, you're not fucking new. For those of you that redeemed Hi, I'm New and you're actually new, you're new! Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not nearly as scary as I may seem. I'm actually kind of like a sweet little sensitive gentle soul. But you know what? I aim to please my community, and if they want to be yelled at by petite women, I guess that's what I'm here for. So yeah, pre-warning.
Let me get a closer look. Yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough.
You're cute.
Oh wait, you're not just cute. You're cute as fuck.
Pussy. Sorry. I just looked up and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a pussy. But why is my pussy so high? You need to calm your pussycat down. Yeah, pussycat go crazy. All right, there she goes. I don't remember what I was saying anymore. Yeah, that actually just... Sometimes I get jump scared. When they changed my VTuber model, I get jump scared by it. I live life on the edge, so to speak. So, like, it's easy to jump scare me. I am not going to lie. For those of you that are new to me. But yeah, let me go ahead and I got to catch up in chat because I know I'm already behind again. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I deeply appreciate that, Undefined. Thank you, honey. All right, M Streamer. I stream shooting games and Call of Duty and other games. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's go. I used to play COD, so everybody thinks like Little Cupcake Killer, the name, comes from me eating cupcakes. I'm actually a registered dietitian. I have a bachelor's in psychology, master's in dietetics and stuff, so I don't actually sit here and kill cupcakes, okay, guys? It actually comes from me playing COD and GTA. So Little because I'm petite, Cupcake because ex-boyfriends used to call me that as a term of endearment at the time that I made the gamer tag, and Killa because of COD and GTA. So there's the genesis of Little Cupcake Killer. It in part comes from shooter games like COD and things like that. Shinewolf is an amazing streamer. Say it out loud. Say it clear. I got you. Shinewolf is an amazing streamer. I'm saying it out loud, hopefully mostly clear. But yes, despite what Shinewolf is trying to tell us, Shinewolf's a streamer, which makes a lot of sense. Because I'm not going to lie, Shinewolf, I was going to be like, when you said you're not a streamer, I was going to be like, but you have TV in your name, and you're in Metal Leopard's Discord. Like, I'm assuming you were a teammate. I was so confused. I was so confused. So now you're outed. You're outed. Definitely follow Shinewolf. That's it. Now y'all have to follow Shinewolf. How
do I heal? Is it heal?
I love how you screamed, you liar. There's a lot of screaming in this game, in this stream. I'm not gonna lie. So those of you that are new to me, I actually have an autoimmune, and I'm having a reaction the last like 48 hours. So my energy is a lot lower than what you would normally get, and also my voice is a little bit off. So first of all, I apologize for all of that. But yeah, normally this stream is really, really chaotic and insane. Today is a little bit more cozy because I just don't have the energy. See, Cat Matt, I am so sorry that you also suffer with autoimmune. I really am. But thank you for the huggies. Thank you for the huggies. I know that you completely understand then how I'm feeling today. I had to be really inconsistent over the past month of streaming, in part because like I had tech issues. I had to get a new stream PC, and I had food poisoning, things like that. So normally I would have canceled today because I don't like going live when I don't feel I can be my best for people, for my community. But I've been so inconsistent over the past month that I thought, you know what, we're going to do the live things today and stuff like that, which I'm glad that I did. Otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to meet you guys. But yeah, normally my energy is a bit different than what you're enjoying at the moment, so to speak. So, be ready. Be ready for next time. I'm just saying. Toxic Ramen, you're absolutely a streamer, okay? But KB, thank you once again for the resub. I do see that. I'm still trying to get through my chats and stuff like that, so I apologize, guys. Evil Cat, hi, sweetie. How are you? Okay, Undefined says, I'm a crap streamer. No, that's not true. Okay, you're going to get a finger wag. I'm going to let all of you newbies know. You get finger wags from me, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I would not let anyone be mean to you in my space, so you're not allowed to be mean to yourself. You get a finger wag right now, okay? You can tell I'm wagging, all right? Not necessarily my tail. You know what? Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I should just start wagging my tail more to like express myself. And I think I will now. You know what? This is me saying, be good, all right? That's my finger wag. My tail is my finger wag. But no, I am sure you are a wonderful streamer, okay? I'm sure you're a wonderful streamer, and I can't wait to come and check you out, all right? And when I do, I won't be telling you lies, all right? You're a wonderful streamer. Mm-hmm. Evil Cat, how are you? It's good to see you. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I see you. I see all you newbies out here redeeming. Hi, I'm new. Everyone that's new, you're new. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Welcome into the crazy chaos. Prepare yourself. All right? Prepare yourself. Just saying. I'm actually telling the truth here. Listen. I feel seen now. Calm your tit. I will not calm my tits. All right? Listen, in my channel point redeems, you actually now... So I don't know if you guys are aware of the Twitch integrated throwing system, a.k.a. tits. But there are channel point redeems now that are run by tits, so to speak. So if you want to throw things at me, like, you can.
Imagine things being run by tits.
I know. Imagine things being run by tits. That's kind of crazy.
I'm okay with this.
All right, let me catch up. Where am I? I'm as new to this community. You are not new to this community, Hydra. You're actually on my team. What are you even talking about right now? That's crazy. I thought I clicked on that damn thing when I came in here. Oh, no, you're totally good, Undefined. You're totally good. Earl, hi. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing super well. Oh, wait, I'm starving to death, by the way. Somebody feed me. Ice BB. I'm drunk, so I can't remember things. That's okay. I'm sick, so I can't remember things today. We can be a fine pair together. How about that?
Look at this nice tree.
I can rest my drink on your head. Undefined,
What's
yes.
the
I
tree
am
do?
5'3.5", though, okay? 5'3.5". There's literally a half, okay? For me, at least. How short is petite? I'm 5'3", but I think I'm chunky. So, I'm 5'3.5".
You're so big.
I'm so big! So big! Alright, I am slowly catching up. Went live on a blank channel and gathered all of us to raid as a prank. No! I don't believe that for a minute. Now you're trying to pull my leg. Alright, I see you. You're gonna be a gremlin, aren't you? You're gonna be a gremlin. That's alright. I got my eye on you now. You sus. You sus. Fop Flop, hello, welcome in. How are you? It's good to see you. Happy time zone to you. I hope you're doing well. Yes, Toxic, it has a little cupcake on it. So I don't ever talk about it and stuff like that, but I do have merch, like actual merch. And my actual merch, that is the logo for it, and it's on the shirts of my merch. So I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna put that on my shirt on this game, and not on this game, but on my VTuber and stuff. I thought that'd be kind of cute. What the hell? But Fop Flop, thank you so much for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I have an autoimmune disease too. It's okay. Got them rheumatoid arthritis. Psoriasis, had it bad on my scalp, but thankfully got it to go into recession. It's just around the inside of my ear, but it's okay. My scalp was way, way worse. It was so annoying, and I found something that works. I am glad that you found something that works. A lot of people are just not super familiar with autoimmune and how, like, it can permeate different various areas of your life as well as your system overall. So, like, yesterday, and I'm not quite sure what I'm reacting to, but basically, I woke up. I need to get some water. I woke up yesterday and
let me get a closer look.
I had what looked like
Yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough. Oh wait, you're not just cute. You're cute as fuck.
You're cute as fuck. You're cute as fuck. And there's no bit. Let me just say, there's been no new products of any kind. No new detergents, facial products, hair products. The only thing I can center on it is a new food that I had for like the second time. And sometimes it takes me having something 1-2 times before I will actually have a reaction to it. So I'm centering on that at the moment as the cause. But basically I woke up to like splotches all over my face that look like second-degree burns that are oddly peeling today. And then of course like all of like the normal things you get when you have a histamine reaction, right? An extreme histamine reaction. So congestion, my voice is raspy, things like that. So I don't know. You know, with autoimmune, it's always an interesting ride. You just never really know what the fuck your body is upset about, but your body is definitely saying, no, you're in trouble. You did a no for whatever reason. The world is run on tits. Guys wouldn't get out of bed otherwise. I mean, you know, so I hear. False thumbnail. I saw a pink cat and returned. Oh no, Fop Flop, I'm sorry. Yes, so you can turn me into a chibi and you can turn me into a kitty. And then this is my normal model.
Hey, Em, I love you, Em.
Em, I love you. Hi, Em. How are you? It's good to see you. How are you doing, Em? If you guys don't know Em Chantra, she's absolutely lovely. Just a wonderful, sweet human being. Okay, I died again, but there was not going to be any choice because there was no water ready for me. So I just decided to go with it. I saw it happening, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it.
There's no water ready for me.
Em, I need you. Poggy's power went out. He was supposed to play with us, and his power went out. If you want to come play, you're welcome to do so. But I understand if you don't feel up to it for whatever reason, or can't. I totally get that. But just know you have the invite. Not enough burritos? Wait a minute. Are you saying the reason why? You know what? You're right. Okay. You know what? Since y'all knew, I'm gonna let you in on the community running gag at the moment. Holy shit. Something just exploded. Okay, but the visuals are missing. Why are the visuals missing for me?
I got the visuals.
I got the visual.
You need the.
Is it somehow under? Is it in the wrong order on your OBS?
Oh. But wait a minute. That's got to be what's going on. Hold up. What was that noise? I just heard something.
Seagulls.
I heard seagulls. Mad Wolf, thank you. Thank you so much for the gifted subby to Shine Wolf. Thank you so much, honey. You're way too generous. But thank you. Thank you so much. Girl, do you have crowd control? Don't do that to me. I'll carry you. Listen, carry me. I love you. I love you. I do have crowd control. The only thing I can think of is, I think when I switched over to the new game PC, I must have missed. I'm sorry, the new stream PC. I must have missed a step. Thank you. Thank you so much for the Oreo cream pie. Hi, Burkemper. Hi, Mama Sins. How are we? My body gets upset if I don't have enough burritos. I don't know why I saw Doritos when I see burritos. I don't know what's going on. So for those of you that are new to me, I have a dual PC setup. So I have a stream PC and I have a game PC, right? The stream PC took a shit last month, so I had to get a new stream PC. And I think I screwed up how I set this up again with the dual PC setup. So I don't remember. So, Razor, do you want to walk me through that really quick? Because I feel like I completely screwed this up.
Okay, let me see.
I don't even remember where it is right now. But I think you're right.
Liz,
I think that's what happened.
Grab that.
A cup?
So you're in your overlay set.
Copy. Try dragging this into your streaming software. Okay. All right, hold up. Yeah, this is something that I did miss. So give me one
Oh, you didn't
sec.
have that. Yeah, that would affect what you can see.
All right, I need to send that over to the stream PC. Sorry, guys. Give me one sec. I want to be able to fix this for you guys. Now, I can't remember what order it has to... I almost went complete New Yorker there. I can't remember what order it has to go in on the OBS.
No worries. I'm loading my OBS up. I will tell you the order I have.
Okay. I knew I was forgetting something.
Puppy, I have something for you.
Browser. CC. It was surprisingly a lot to reset everything up. I am not gonna lie.
So I have crowd control disrupt, then the app, and then the overlay. And you want all of that on top of anything you want to show over. So I pretty much have it above everything.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to look at your VTube model or not. So
yeah,
just
totally good. All right, let's see if this actually works. All right, let's see. Baby scare. Ah, yep. Okay. There we go. What's up? We're back and running now, baby. What's up? Holy shit. All right, that explains it. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, Neon. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Oh my god. Thank you. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to thank you for pooping on me. Nope, that sounds wrong. I banned myself. Nope, I didn't say that. I know. I banned myself for that. I do. I did not. I was not thinking there. I was not thinking.
What happened to our cooking stations? Where'd they go?
Hi, Charm. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you. All right, and if I missed anyone's chat, let me go back and make sure I didn't miss anything.
Oh my.
How long are you going to be streaming for, baby? Probably not long, Em, because I'm having an autoimmune reaction and stuff. I'm having an allergic reaction, so probably not super long. I just didn't want to cancel stream tonight and stuff like that because I had to be so inconsistent over the past month. I just woke up from the most glorious nap. Sin, you fucking shocked me this morning to see you live at like 6:30 my time. That was crazy. That's perfect, Em. That's perfect. Coming down with a minor cold, but trying to take care of that. I'm sorry, Charm. I'm so sorry. I hope you're able to get over it quickly, sweetie. I just wanted to play dinosaurs. You know what? That's felt. I probably will play some dinosaurs after stream for as long as I can. I'm not quite myself today, Cinny. That's allergic reaction that I had going on yesterday has decided to go full systemic. So, like, I'm not quite myself. So I'll play a little bit later, but probably not for super, super long. Liz, thank you so much for the gift of Subby to get well soon, please. Mwah. I love you, my friend. You know what? I need a thingamadoogie. I don't have a... I don't know what to call those.
Girl, I wish you could see yourself right now. I really do.
Do you like my look?
Razor, are
you it's time to stretch.
Thank you for the stretchy box. I appreciate you.
Oh, sea turtles.
Thank you. new. Right, you're not fucking new. I see you. I see you redeeming new. And we know you're not.
Peppy, are you ready?
For what?
I'm gonna drop the package. You're gonna have to pick it up.
Okay. Okay. I'm mostly ready. Let me find. I just realized I have my own light, dude. That's fucking cool.
That's because of your helmet.
Wait, hold on. I got a screenshot.
Thank you, Bear Kemper. Thank you, sweetie.
Oh, that's funny.
I just realized, I'm like, wait, what is this light? Why is this going on?
Wait, drop your hat. Drop your helmet.
Tab?
Yep.
There. Do I get to see you with it? Let me see.
This is what you look like.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Here,
Alright, here you go. I'm gonna drop this for you. Ready?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you! Yay! I got him a thingamadoogie.
Here, this is a fun pack.
Okay. There we go. I have the light upon
What
me.
happened to our cooking station? Where'd they go?
Sexy.
I think the shark ate it, honestly.
Well, we had two.
He was super hungry? Yeah.
Rude.
It was very rude. But thank you, Bear Kemper. Thank you so much, sweetie. And for those of you that are new in stream, just to let you know, the Discord that is pinned at the top of chat, we have almost 1,100 members in that Discord at this point. It houses 5 Twitch recognized stream teams. So I, of course, have 2 of my own as a partner. I have Solstice, which is my variety stream team. I have Haunted Hollow, which is my cozy horror stream team. Sin for Toast has Goblin Grove, which is a variety stream team. And then PogChamp Noodles, our other co-leader, he has Concept Consciousness, which is his art team for artists. And he also has Brat House for his variety stream team. So if any of you are possibly interested in joining any of our stream teams, you do need to join the Discord because the application is only available through there. We use a special bot called AppyBot to facilitate the process. And we do encourage getting to know you guys and things like that. So we like to see you being active in the Discord and things like that, and active amongst the community, because I want to build. I don't want to build a stream team. I don't want to build stream teams in name only, right? I want to build authentic communities that actually get to know one another and things like that. So if you think you might want to be a part of the stream team, please consider. There we go. Please consider joining the Discord and getting to know the community. We also have Discord game night that we take turns with our sister community, the Barnyard, on Tuesdays. We have Discord movie night and watch parties on Wednesday. What is all of this? And we have anime nights on Monday.
Dying.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Here.
What do you need?
Yeah, I need water.
I'm not that.
I'm dying of dehydration.
Same.
Okay. Hold up.
Same.
Just kill me already.
You do need to be part of Brad House. You do need to be part of it. So, Hydra, I think Emma's about to join in about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes. I appreciate that, though. Thank you. I am ordering you a drink. I need one. I need one.
That's
no alcohol, though. But I know you would never do that anyway. But yes, if anybody would like to join the Discord, go ahead, click that link. Make sure, I've had like an influx of people joining the Discord lately who have not been accepting the rules at the bottom of the rules page. And the Discord is completely restricted until you accept those rules. You won't be able to participate in it and things like that. So make sure that you do. We do have a self-promo channel, as well as if you are active enough in the Discord to reach level 3, then you actually will get picked up by the bot, and the bot will go ahead and auto post your self promos in the community live section.
I died so fast.
Oh, I picked yourself up so it didn't drift away.
I didn't really have.
Join the bacon supremacy today. Oh, that's what I was talking about before. Yeah. Okay. New people. So, listen. All right, you know what? We're just going to give the whole story. So, bacon is mid. All right? I am sorry. This is my opinion. I have been holding on to it now for well over a year, and my community likes to make fun of me and tease me for it. I consider bacon mid. It's not that I hate bacon. It's that I feel like bacon is an overrated meat, okay? And, like, quotes around meat, because it's like 50% fat, right? So, bacon is overrated. In my opinion, I would rather have a steak or salmon or chicken or anything else, right? Bacon to me is just very mid. Mr. Razor here in my VC, he's a meanie pants who, when I was in a VC the other night, I was talking about how I think runny eggs are disgusting and I loathe them. He went out and got himself an egg yolk emote, okay? Blasphemy. You know, Mad Wolf, I respect your opinion for you, but I'm just saying, bacon is very mid. Now, how do you feel about runny eggs? Bacon is also not good to have a lot of, although I do like it once in a while. But yeah, I try to eat healthier and I like healthy foods. See, Shine understands. It's just like it's mid, right? It's not kind of like worth how bad it is for you to me. And I don't know, like the flavor is just I'll do turkey bacon every now and again, but it's got to be a very specific brand. I only like Applegate Farms turkey bacon. That's the only turkey bacon I'm willing to eat. I feel like the others don't taste good to me whatsoever. But runny egg yolk is, I don't know, there's something nasty about runny egg yolk. I don't like it.
The yolk?
Wait, okay, we got a tongue twister.
Hold on, this whole time I thought you meant the white.
No, the yolk.
The yolk is supposed to... Okay, what do you mean?
Right?
No.
So you just don't like bacon.
No, it's yucky. Ugh.
Ew.
I've
never had...
You saying you is hysterical. It's so cute. You.
I just can't...
I don't know. There's something wrong with it. I don't like it. Why can't I pick this up?
Something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you.
Oh, I don't have a cup. God damn it. I forgot how to make stuff in this game. It's been a minute. Where do I make the cup?
It's in the...
Here. I'm freaking out. There it goes. Okay. Sorry, I was freaking out. All right, give me my cup. Yep. Fill.
Just keep filling
drink. Okay. All right, I drank some. There we go.
There's food that's cooked. There's a potato.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yay! I'm gonna live. Guys. I'm gonna live. Okay, let me go catch up.
Where's M?
Okay, y'all got slammed very early by CC, so thought I'd offer. I'll just go back to being a source of chaos. Hydra, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. All right, let me see. Okay, the tongue twister. We have a tongue twister. Benny's big batch of bangin' bacon bits. Hold up. I gotta read that slowly first and then try it. So, those of you that are new to me, listen, I get all fucked up over tongue twisters. So, they like to mess with me over these. So, okay, let me try again. Benny's big batch of banging bacon bits brought bold, buttery bliss by breakfast. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna mess me the fuck up. All right. Benny's big batch of banging bacon bits brought bold, buttery bliss by. Nope. Benny's big batch of banging bacon bits. Nope. Benny's big batch of bacon bit. Nope. Okay. Benny's big batch of banging bacon bits. Bold buttery bliss by breakfast. I'd practically spit that out. Wait, what happened?
Give me a cup. I need a cup.
How did I die? Oh. I was doing a tongue twister.
Her tongue. She done choked on it.
I messed up. I totally messed up.
Fraser.
Oh, I died of I just drank water though.
Okay, thank you.
How did I just drink water?
It's already cooked. There's some cup. You just have to take it and then drink it.
I love bacon. I make a bacon bagel for breakfast, and I drink hot
empty the cup
chocolate. I don't like coffee. See, I used to not like coffee until university. Once I was in university and I needed like that energy, I completely fell in love with coffee. I'm not gonna lie, completely fell in love with coffee. Cuppy, may I say your emotes are so cute? Thank you. I appreciate that. Damn, I do make sunny side up eggs. So basically, runny eggs. I put them on avocado. I love avocado toast. You had me at avocado toast.
I gotta make it.
Yep, I love avocado toast, but I will say I have to have my egg fully cooked through on the avocado toast. Okay, somebody's fucking us up. I can tell now. We all getting messed up. Yo, what is that floating over there? That's crazy. That raft is floating over there in the air.
Huh?
What? Oh my god.
Whose raft is that?
I love giving Cuppy tongue twisters. Yeah, so Toxic gets together with her partner and they come up with tongue twisters for me. They have like a whole list of tongue twisters. I'm gonna tattle on you. All right, I'm tattling on you. I like it crunchy too. I don't like chewy texture. I'm sorry. See, I have to have it somewhat chewy. And the reason is because if I have the bacon chewy, then I can like tear the fat off. And then I feel better about it. Yeah, let's go. Thank you. Thick cut bacon or fresh pork belly and make homemade bacon. Wait, make homemade bacon is the way to... Oh, you mean like just cook it at home. Now, I do like chopped up pork belly with Brussels sprouts. There is a restaurant here that does shaved Brussels sprouts with like pieces of pork belly. I have to say, it's really good. I won't lie. But again, like the pieces that have like the most fat, I'm gonna be like, ugh. I don't know. I just don't like the texture of fat in my mouth. I don't know. I don't like it. It's slimy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Dude, I keep eating. I keep.
Alright, I am almost caught up.
Oh, that's not good.
Can I get some?
Same. I can't have that yolk run. And see, you feel me. You feel me. It's yucky. It's yucky. There's something about it. Wait, let me go and bite M.
Because of how much, how gross bacon fat is, I don't like anything bacon flavored. I think it's weird. I think it's gross.
I don't like, have you ever had like, the fake bacon bits? I'm just like, no. That's
okay,
no.
Listen, hear me out.
Em, why can't I see you?
Like bacon, but it doesn't, because it doesn't taste like bacon at all. It's like,
There's my M. So I've not had soy bacon. I can only do, like I said, I can only do the turkey bacon.
Morningstar Farms. I mean, it's terrible for you. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, it does taste good. On like a toast.
I sent you an invite, M. Oh, fill with fresh water. Okay, cool. Wait, I think it's got to be crowd control because before I know I had just had some water. Like, I know this.
I keep drinking. Wait.
No, this is crowd control. It has to be crowd control. There is no way I am dying again. I just drink water. I'm not that crazy.
You drink salt water.
I'm not that crazy.
You drink the salt water. It dehydrated you.
But I drank real water before that, and then I did drink it by accident. Hi, Parvis. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you. Master Panda. Hi, Master Panda. Cuppy likes her meat raw is crazy. You deserve a spanky. Can I get an exclamation spanky in the chat for Master Panda? And who just shot me? Somebody just shot me. I heard that. I heard it. I'm not a huge fan of pork, but sometimes I might eat it, like bacon, I guess, but I prefer chicken. See, I'm the same way. I'm not a big fan of pork. I am not a big fan of pork. There are various reasons for it, but I will say, like, at one point I worked for a health food store that they showed us this video of the company they get their pork from to, like, advertise it, like the employees and stuff like that, because the way that they grow their pigs and stuff like that is, like, really humane and stuff. But all I could see when I looked at it were what looked like little puppies, okay? They acted like puppies, and ever since then, it's really rough for me to eat pork in general, if I'm being honest. Not to ruin pork for everybody here, but I have not been able to get over it fully since then.
I'm just a baby.
Oh,
Cows, like, honestly, I still don't really eat cows. I mean, I don't eat cows, but like, I just can't with pigs. I fucking love pigs. I really do.
They're so adorable. They are so
gorgeous.
sweet.
They're so intelligent and they're so beautiful.
Yep, they are very intelligent. Very, very. Yes, and please, please join VC. Who are we spanking? We're spanking Master Panda. How are you, though, Master Panda? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Mama Sins. How are you, love? It's good to see you.
Wait, where'd this leather stuff come from?
I shot you. You're the one that shot me, you brats. I am just a baby. I am just a baby. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follow.
Go drink some water.
You are right. I absolutely do need to drink some water. Let me go and grab that. I could tell my voice. Hi, Em. I love you. I love you. Hi, Aki. I hope you're well, sweetie.
I love how the tree has survived all of this.
How are you doing, though, Master Panda? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing better than the last time we spoke. Mad Wolf, come back, please. I'm sorry. Listen, you can have your piggies. The fact that I don't have the piggies means it's just more piggies for you. Okay? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Love me. I'm telling you, this has got to be. It has got to be fucking, what do you call it? It's got to be crowd control. I can't even talk.
Honestly, do you think that that's the case and that you're not just accidental? Because, like, I have drank salt water so many freaking times on accident. Here, take a leather helmet, Em. Right here. For you.
Then shit happened. Now I'm low right now. Well, I am giving you all the huggies, Master Panda. Seriously. For whatever is going on, you have all my love. I'm sorry, my friend.
Why can you hear yourself?
How's the stream? Stream's been going pretty good. I'm having an autoimmune reaction the last, 48 hours, so I feel really off today. I feel like I'm sick and stuff, but stream itself is going great. That's going great. But it's good to see you, my friends. And whatever's going on, listen, I'm sending you all the huggies and all the love, okay? So I might have found the funniest thing just now, and I might have bought it, and you're gonna love it, Cuppy, and you're gonna need it, but it's very fishy. Okay, I'm excited, Aki, to see whatever this is. I am super excited for that.
You're so excited. Stop. You couldn't be more excited if you tried.
Master Panda, whatever it is, you got this, all right? You're not going to mess it up. Whatever it is, you got this.
How do we
I have full faith in you, even if you don't right now. I have full faith in you, right? You're a good, kind, capable, and intelligent man and a damn hard worker. So, whatever it is, there's nothing you can't do, all right? I just set it up, and Razor might hate me, but I think we all needs it. Now, I'm super excited to see whatever this is.
Wait a minute.
All right. You got Razor so nervous. So I'm not gonna lie, I got Razor a fish game this morning. I was on my phone in bed and I saw that there was some type of fish game that was on sale. Like, it's called I Am a Fish. So I was like, you know what? Razor needs this. Razor's a fish.
Damn, I guess.
I'm gonna go to sleep because I have work in the morning and I'm tired. Good night. Have a wonderful night. Unicorn Gaming. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming in and chilling and chatting. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to getting to know you better. You make sure you get some good sleepies, and I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. You're gonna love this then, I promise. Okay, now I'm super excited. I am super excited. Shine Wolf, thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate you, and thank you once again for choosing to raid me out of everyone you could have chosen. For all of those that came in with that raid, of course, including Shine Wolf, if any of you need to do after stream care, I so honor and respect that. Whatever it is you need to do to feel your best self, please. There's this cute girl fishing game that I want. It's on the street. So what is the name of it, out of curiosity? What's the name of it? Now I'm kind of curious. Hi, Darius. Darius, thank you so much for the 5-stream streak, sweetie. I am so sorry that I missed your message earlier, but I hope you're doing well, Darius. It's always a pleasure to have you in my space. And like I said, Parvis, I appreciate you being here. You take care of you, honey.
Goodbye, Liz.
Thank you for the fun talks and follows and the yelling. I got you. Shine, remember, every time you come in here, I'm going to make sure that everybody knows you're a streamer. All right? So you cannot come in here and be lying like that. Don't be lying on your name because I'm going to let them know anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay. But seriously, thank you once again. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You think you can come in here hiding who you are? Psst. Psst.
Are you dying again?
I just drank some water. See, as a good girl. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you so much for the lurkies. I appreciate you all.
The panic.
But I like lions. I mean, same, but, you know, lions and liar. You're going to learn in this space to embrace the fact you're a streamer.
If anyone dies,
we're going to retrain you. Okay? But I thought that was funny. You were like, wait, you have TV in your name? Yeah, I did. I was looking at your name and I was thinking to myself, but there's TV. There's TV in this name. Wait a minute, something's wrong here. It was me, Cupcake. Burr Kemper, you shot me, but you know what? You also gave me an Oreo cream pie, so I feel like you evened out.
That's crazy. Did they shoot you and then give you an Oreo cream pie?
I mean, yeah, I think it did. Well, to be honest, it was a sandwich. Wow. It was actually a sandwich. So I think they shot me. I think they gave me an Oreo cream pie, shot me, and then Oreo cream pied me again.
That's super fucked up.
Steve, hi Steve, how are you? It's good to see you.
I maybe. I do.
So what I hear right now is Liz wants an Oreo cream pie. Or at least a sandwich with a cream pie.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
You know what, Bruce? Fuck off. I don't have anything to whack you with.
I got him.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I feel like some of these got missed because I know Mr. Pog has no power at the moment, so make sure I get my shout outs done. If I missed a shout out on you guys, I apologize.
We got storage.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh, that works, actually.
Okay, I'm going to try to say your name, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to say it wrong. So when I say it wrong, please feel free to correct me. Okay, the best I can get right now is me pick. I know I can't say your name. I know I can't say your name right. Aeolus.
Did you just see me?
From Epic. Jesus, I can't read. Oh my God.
Liz,
listen, I'm usually better than this. Okay, can I call you Epic? Can I call you Epic for short? Aeolus from Epic. Let's go. You have to forgive me. I am sick today, so I'm not quite myself. But welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Oh my Lord. Undriftable plays. I got you. I got you.
On the raft.
I see you, Aki. Listen, Steve, you're gonna get it no matter what you say, all right? Stilgar Leviosa. Hello, welcome in. I like how you came in on the Leviosa. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you. Happy Saturday to you. I hope you're doing well. All right, let me get Drift real quick.
Where's that?
There we go. Gift a sub.
I got teleported off the raft. That's a thing?
Okay.
That's what I did. I dead teleported. That's why I floated.
What did I miss? Why was I called on? Aki redeemed gift a sub. Oh God, I'm drowning. I'm sorry. I was gifting a sub. Aki redeemed.
Where are you?
I don't know. I was gifting a sub. Aki redeemed gift a sub, and I wasn't paying attention, and so I'm going to drown now. Oh my god. I'm on my way. Hi.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Oh god. Okay, I did it. Yeah, let's go. Woohoo. All right, let me catch up. Now I forget where I'm at.
Here, for you. Oh my god, where are you?
But for those of you that are new in my space, if any of you are streamers, please feel free to let my community know that you're a streamer. Let them know what you stream, when you stream, all of that goodness. This is a safe space to network if you choose to do so. The only thing I will ever ask is that you don't say you're currently live or about to go live. Short of that, please know that this is a safe space to let people know all about you. Oh my god! Did I just
Wait,
no,
don't go
that
yet.
was crowd control. Crowd control killed me. I know it killed me. There is no way that I just randomly died here.
Well, girl,
There is no way.
Girl, take a nap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
You took a nap on the bed.
I am totally freaking out, apparently. Oh, Jesus.
I dropped you a present. Wait,
Oh,
no,
my God.
No, I'm wearing
Oh, my... Wait.
Here, that's for you.
I'm What is going on?
What the? Where did Cuppy just go?
Hello? Hello?
Wow, Cuppy can fly.
Cuppy can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about you every night and day. Oh my god, am I gonna die again? Get up! Who am I? Where am I? I mean, I know who I am most of the time. Can I just get on this rock?
Where did you go?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where I'm at.
I don't either. Are you one of the seagulls?
She's on the island, I think.
Wait, I am on the island now, but for a second there, I couldn't get out of the water. Dude, that was crazy. That was actually crazy. Oh my god. Okay, sorry to those that are in chat that I might have missed your message. There was insanity obviously going on. Hi once again. Oh my god. Okay, where am I? You're most welcome. You're most welcome for the shout outs, guys. Seriously, you all deserve that. At the very least, you deserve that.
It's time to stretch.
Ancient Hydra, is this you making me fly? Oh, thank you for the stretchy. Thank you for the stretchy. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Skylar! You're not new!
Oh, I drank that.
Are you not fucking new?
Oh, no.
I love you, but you're not fucking new. So, are you guys going to be able to come back and get me, or am I just stuck on this island for the rest of my life?
Honey, we're right here, but
Oh.
Right here.
Do you see my... I need you to look at my stream right now and see what's going on. The boat is sideways.
Oh, what the hell?
What the heck is going on?
Well, it's not doing that for us.
Literally, my mouth is hanging open right now in complete and utter shock. That's why when you said we're right here, and I'm thinking to myself, right where? Oh my god, look! Do you guys see the leaves floating? Do you see the leaves floating in the sky? What is going on?
and can we have some?
Exactly, excuse me, you can't park there like that. Exactly, they can't park in midair. You can't park in midair, that's a no parking zone. I don't know what's going on. Insanity. Insanity is going on. Oh, wait, I'm back in the water. Wait, is up down and down's up? Why is the raft in here with me now? Okay, am I the only one that sees this?
Where is Cuppy?
I'm in a...
Cuppy went deep sea diving. What the?
What is going on? You may or may not be experiencing a bug or a lag. I must be, right? Because now I'm flying.
Dang, Cuppy.
Hey.
Do you see you guys? Do you see you guys on my stream? This is crazy. I would suggest rebooting the world because of crowd control bugs. Okay. Or this could just be the game. What do I know? I didn't get far into it. I'll tell you what. I've actually beat this game once before, like 2 years ago. And this is new on me. I will straight tell you. What's your news, Steve? What's up, my friends? All right. So, obviously, we're going to need to restart the game because something is terribly wrong. And as I move in the air, I hear water sounds. All right. I just came down from the sky. Nope. I'm back in the sky.
You're swimming in the sky on my screen.
She's swimming in the air for me.
What the heck?
Beautiful.
Vox! You're not new! You're not fucking new, Vox. I'm just saying. Are you hacking? I don't know what's going on. It's so crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. All right, so we're going to have to...
Liz, you're off the boat.
Does it... I don't remember. Does this game... It does. Okay, save. All right, I'm going to exit, and we're going to reload because something is terribly wrong at this point.
We're doing great.
I don't know what that is, but you have an unofficial board already? I knew that was all going to come together for you, my friends. I knew it. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. This is a good question. Wait a minute. Why is it telling me I can't launch? Oh, it's back here. Hold up. All right, we're going to try again. We don't know what's going on. I am. So you are. This is not your first time here, Vox. This is not your first time. Nice try. You're cute, but it's not your first time here. All right. I said what I said. All right. So that's working. Load world. This one. Thank you for the big emote biddies, Tsunami. Thank you, my friends. Oh my god! It spawned me in the air and I died because I fell on a rock!
I'm just a baby.
Oh.
I am so confused.
You got impaled.
Oh, I did. I'm gonna try again. Holy shit. Thank you for the big... I can't even talk anymore. Tsunami, thank you for the big emote biddies, sweetie. A lawyer, an accountant, a health worker, and two... I died again. All right, I'm just going to embrace my death at this point. I don't know. The game is freaking out. Oh my god. The old team has no money to even rent a field. Aww. It's kind of sad for them, but I mean, I'm really excited for you and all the things you're going to be able to put together. My crowd control didn't go through. It might actually be in queue. The game just completely freaked out. Completely freaked out. So let me go ahead and I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so fucking shocked by the whole thing. Let's see. Refund effect. Okay, I refunded that effect. Hopefully now it works. There's no guarantee because, you know, that's a little bit strange. I'm just saying, a little bit strange. But we shall see. We shall soon see. Oh my god. Are we normal now? I feel like we're kind of normal now. Totally understand that, Steve. I know there was all kinds of issues there. All kinds of issues. Alright, I did refund it, Faith. So you should have that back. But yeah. Alright, so let's try again. Let's see. I don't know what in the hell happened there. But yeah. We'll try again. Alright, so I have enough water. Nice. We vibing on that end. Cuppy, when are you ever normal? You know what? You are not wrong. I am not ever normal. Normal is overrated. I think normal would be boring. Who just made that sound? I see you, Faithlin. Faithlin, digestive enzymes. All right. You need some digestive enzymes. It's okay. I'm here to let you know.
That's all I got.
Did I tell you it's confirmed with a phone call with the league president next week? I'm not sure that you did, Steve. I'm not sure that you did tell me that. I'm super excited for you, though. I feel like this is, you know,
Cupcake.
going to be
Go
a
drink some
wonderful adventure for you. Thank you for the hydrate. I do need it. Thank you. All right. So, I need to make a whatchamacallit. What do you call it? I can't even think anymore after all that insanity. I'm never going to be the same after the boat situation, or whatever the hell that was. A glitch that was forced by crowd control caused you to reset the game, but in resetting the game, you died on relog. Absolutely. Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's kind of crazy. All right, I do have a spear, so I can spear Bruce when he comes around, but that's all I got. I need to go find some plastic so that I can get a little hooky thing. So the visual ones don't work? They should. You should have been able to see that. They were working just a few minutes ago. We're having quarterly meetings, which is open to the community. It's been confirmed by my contact. Blitzen! Hi, Blitzen! How are you? Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate you, sweetie. Alright, let's see. Absolutely, Liz. No worries. Okay, so... Are we stuck here on this rock?
Yeah, I'm getting what I need to get it.
Oh, okay. Got you.
You only got one more plastic?
I don't have any plastic on me. I don't have any whatsoever. Yeah, we don't have any... We don't have any paddles. We don't have any plastic. Wait, what is this, though? We should have opened these things. Hold up. Alright, so we learned a table, a trash can, and another table. So we got that. Let's go. Yay for tables and trash cans. We don't have anything, Hydra. For whatever reason, like, we lost everything with crowd control stuff. Wait, we do have the sail. Hold up, we do have the sail. So do we have the sail? Okay. Do we need to, like, are we wedged that even the sail won't work?
The wind's blowing the wrong.
Wind is blowing the wrong way. So what if we just turn the sail around?
I tried. See, look at the way the water's moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way the wind seems to be moving.
Got you. And so even the sail's not working for us. Got you.
No. I need one more plastic.
Let's see. Drink. Happy. Good night. Feeling. You're welcome to, but every single slot's taken. I think it's only... How many players is it, Hydra? I thought it was just 4 player.
Well, guys, Rocket, fucking... Kill me.
Yes?
I put plastic here.
Okay, okay.
I didn't realize I was muted, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Oh, Hydra, then you're welcome to come join. I thought it was 4 player for some reason. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've played this game. Yeah, I was confused.
Don't ask.
But
Don't
I already asked.
I'm really bad with names, okay? Don't judge me.
Call me Rocket.
I did. You know I have problems, okay?
No, not the sail.
You what, sorry?
I'm trying to paddle us out. Who keeps lowering the sail?
Can you hop off and push it? I don't know. We might be able to hop off and push it.
Hey, crazy white.
Oh shit.
Puppy, can you please eat some food, baby?
Yes. I just had a bite. Thank you. Somebody cooked some wonderful fish here, and I'm sorry if I stole their fish. I got a feeling. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was just a 4-player. I had no idea. Like I said, it's been a minute since I played Raft, so it wouldn't surprise me if I forgot details like that. So yeah, Hydra, if you can jump in, you are more than welcome to do so. Have a wonderful evening, Burkemper. Get some good sleepies, my friends. Be honest, is your head trying to hurt? Just maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, Drift. Because that was hella confusing. I'm not going to lie. Blueprints can be learned at the research table. We haven't made a research table yet, have we? Okay.
Hey, Cuppy.
Yeah?
You came unmuted in the collab.
Oh. Why did that happen?
I don't know. I was trying to figure out why I was hearing you twice.
Ah, okay. Got you.
You just love her so much that you wanted to hear her.
Okay, so we still need a piece of plastic, right?
I gave Razor 13 pieces.
Yeah.
Ah.
I can stick extra.
I swam out and got plastic. I get back and y'all are gone.
There you go. I put extra plastic in the storage. So
how do we get out of the rocks?
Oh
no! I got a paddle. I paddled us out.
Oh, Ancient Hydra is back at the rocks. We need to get Hydra.
What?
We left Hydra.
Wow.
Oh no!
We can't go back. No, that's not a
Oh my god, that's right! I couldn't... Oh, holy shit. I could not connect your name. Troy, my bad. I could not connect your name. Like, I recognized your name and I was so confused. I was like, where do I know this name from? I know this name from somewhere. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to figure it out later. Troy, thank you. Thank you for telling me it's you. How are you? Checking out the stream. I feel bad we all died yesterday. It's okay. It's okay, Troy. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I was barely playing yesterday and stuff like that. So I have an autoimmune condition and I'm like severely reacting to things in the last 48 hours. So I'm not feeling really well. So yesterday when I was playing, there was probably only about 25% of me that was invested in the game yesterday. And yeah, I'm still not well today. So what you see today is not my normal stream at all. Normally my stream is completely chaotic and insane because my energy is a lot higher usually. But yeah, I was barely there yesterday. I got ate so many times. But Troy, thank you so much for coming and checking out the stream. I really appreciate you. You have no idea how much Cindy and I absolutely adore you. We're so grateful for you. So guys, you know, Cindy was streaming the Isle earlier today and stuff like that. So Cindy and I tried the Isle earlier this week. And like the first day I got on that game, we met Troy. And Troy fed me, okay? He fed me, he sustained me. I was a little baby dino out there in the big, cruel world with really big, nasty dinos. And I would not have survived as long as I did if Troy wasn't feeding me continuously. Shine Wolf, I appreciate you. Thank you for still being here, sweetie. I really do. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a name.
I'm gonna unstuck. Absolutely good. I'm glad that you're gonna come join us, Ancients. Someone used a paddle. Someone did. And by the way, Vox, you're still not new, right? You're still not new, Vox. You're still not new. All right.
Yeah, I used the paddle.
Hi, Gail.
He jumped off the
Gail, thank you so much for doing shout-outs and things. Poggy lost his power, so Poggy cannot be my normal god mod this evening, because he has no power. So I appreciate you, sweetie, more than I can say.
So sad I lost all my stuff.
Cuppy drink. Oh yeah, cuppy drink. Cuppy drink. Wait, is this fresh water? I don't remember if this is fresh water. Was it? I don't know. Okay, good.
If it's in the pink cup, it's fresh.
Okay, there we go. I think I freshened up.
Wait,
thank you though. Thank you so much, Troy. Should probably have no survivor left behind ground rule.
Yes.
Probably. You know what? I feel like we got completely. I know that I'm not myself today. I can't hardly keep track of anything today. My brain no be braining today and stuff. Oh my god. Okay, we got. Okay. Somebody hold on. We've got crazy waves at the moment. Can I hold on to something?
Oh my god.
Hold to rotate smoothly. Yes? Yeah?
When this fish is cooked, please
Yes?
eat it.
Okay,
It's cooked
thank you.
now, please eat it.
Thank you. See, Troy, this is a running thing for me. You see how M's taking care of me, M's feeding me? This is a thing. So you're in good company because Enchantress is absolutely like the most lovely, amazing being you ever will meet. And she's here feeding me. She literally joined in the game to feed me. What does Spontangia Dungeon do? So let me go ahead and show you. So, well, actually, if I do it, I don't know if it'll let you play. I'll do it though. Yeah, well. So what it does is it spawns a Tangia dungeon on my screen, and you guys can kind of battle. You guys can battle. I just started lurking. I got yelled at. I'm scared. Vox, you like to get yelled at. Everybody in my stream likes to get yelled at. I aim to please, okay? Now you know you want to get yelled at. She is such a sweetie. She is such a sweetie. Welcome back, Unicorn. Thank you for being here, honey. Welcome back, my friends. All right, what am I supposed to do? I probably should drink water again.
Yeah,
wait.
Looks like it.
I thought it said... Wait, did it? Was that fresh water? It was fresh water. Okay, we'll go ahead and put that there.
Now you listen to me, you little cupcake. Go drink some water.
You know what? I do need to drink water. Thank you for reminding me. I've been very bad about hydrating today, IRL. Very bad. I don't like getting yelled at. So do you want like the soft voice? I do have people that say, you know what? I should make that a new channel point redeem. I should make it where...
You should.
I should do a gentle, you're not new. I think I'm going to add that. Oh, God, I fell off again. I fell off again. I absolutely will, Unicorn. I absolutely will. As a matter of fact, if there's a mod listening, can I get a mod add that to my reminders? Exclamation reminder, gentle, not new. Absolutely, Drift. Thank you. Thank you so much, honey. You go have some snackies. You go do the eaties. Anyway, I should probably get to bed, so good night and good luck. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and chilling with me, Epic. I really do appreciate it. You go get some good sleepies, all right? Go get some good sleepies. And I hope you have the most wonderful day tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know why. Are you trying to kill birds?
I do need safety rails on this boat, Redneck. Until we get it to a certain point, I feel like I'm going to keep falling off. I'm not going to lie. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for that. Hope Flaming isn't getting any fish for his sexy fish kinks. Flaming, how are you feeling about the fish? So, for those of you that are new, Razor has a sexy fish kink. All right, hold up. Change my field of view. Let's see.
Yeah, pull it back a little bit. Or up. Under...
Where would it be?
General, maybe?
Oh, it's under graphics. Scroll to the bottom.
Scroll to the bottom.
Oh my god, that is so much better. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So much better. Oh my god, yes.
God.
Also, Vox, what the fuck? do not sound like a child.
Oh God! Oh my God! Wait, what is going on? There's stuff going on. There's stuff going on. There's stuff going on. I'm falling off to bed now. If y'all are ever on again, I can hop in VC if needed for better communication. I would love that. Listen, Troy, I would absolutely love that. I can tell you that Sydney and I play Dinosaur Game along with Liz now, almost every night. Where the hell am I? So yes, I would absolutely love to play Dino Game with you.
What the?
Where did the raft go?
In the mountain, apparently.
What happened to the anchor's still holding it?
I am.
That is insane. Insane. I think I need to lower my field of view just a little bit though, because it's making me feel weird.
Yeah, mine's at like
Yeah, I'm gonna go to 70. Because that was making me feel just a little bit icky. I think big waves is bugging you out. It probably is. Something's making it all crazy.
So big waves is not registering for me. It's registering for you. Revision don't see.
No, I got the big waves. Well, I felt them anyway. How are we still? I left for like 10 minutes. We're still stuck here?
No, this is a new location.
Yeah, new location. We get some good sleep, Troy. Thank you again for coming and chilling with me. I appreciate you. At some point, I probably will stream Dino Game. So, yeah. I'm floating near raft. Oh, I see you. How do we get you? Oh my God. He was trying, like, Bruce was trying to eat him.
On the bed.
Okay, okay.
Jesus fucking Christ, Bruce. Oh, Bruce is dead.
Huh?
Bruce is deceased.
Is he good? Bruce had to go. He's a bad Bruce.
I can't. Let me harvest.
Oh my God!
Oh no, I don't want clay, I want rock.
The raft is gone and I am floating in the air again.
Dang.
Oh my God, I might try to give you rock and I broke.
Am I?
I'm so proud of you.
No.
I am in the water. Okay, I couldn't tell. Dude, I couldn't even tell. Arctic! You're not new. Alright? You're not fucking new.
Oh my God.
Just saying.
All I heard arm dick. I was like, okay.
You did not. Okay. Emin here hearing arm dick.
What does that mean?
Liz heard dick.
Who's got an arm dick?
Apparently.
W arm dick?
You just yelled at.
Wait,
Look,
Yes.
I'm glitched again. Thank you for the big emote biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is something going on with like the raft? I feel like there's something definitely wrong with like raft crowd control. It keeps like making things kooky. What happened to Liz? Oh. Alright, I need to eat the foodies, I guess. And drink the water. There we go. There we go. I am new. You're not new, though. You're not new. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh no, Liz! Liz, I'm sorry. Her cat unplugged her internet. Oh no. Kitty's like, nah, I want your attention now. You're done. You're actually done playing. You done. Okay, I need to find plastic so I can have a hook. Wait, because what do I need for a hook again? Plastic hook. I need... Oh my god, I need a plank. I need a single plank.
I have plankies, baby.
Thank you. Thank you for plankies. Thank you for plankies and plankies? Yeah, I think I said that right. Plankies and plastic.
Food.
I do.
There's food in the storage here.
Girl, get some food.
Okay.
In the storage chest.
In the storage
There's food
chest?
in the storage.
Okay. Wait, I can't pick up... I can't look in the storage chest. There it goes.
Oh, I was in it. My bad. Damn.
No, no, you're good. You're good.
Alright, where's the cupboard?
What?
I do the fishies. The fishy eating. There we go. Isn't that emote absolutely adorable? Just to go see emote is so stinking cute.
There's plastic in the storage container, baby.
Okay. Thank you. And then that, and I'll make one of these, and then I'll give everything back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sweet. Oh my god. I have a bird head. Let me put my bird head here because... Wait, no, actually... What hat do I have on right now? Oh, I have a headlight on! Thank you for the headlight! I don't know who gave that to me, but thank you. Look at me. I got lights. Let there be light.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Where did my weapon go?
I might have lost my flashlight, Liz, when I died, but now look, I've got a headlamp. Razor has a shark head. I mean, he had to put it in the shark, you know? He had to put his head in the shark.
What? No.
I was gonna say, I know I'm gonna get in trouble for that. But he had to put his head in the shark. If you know, you know.
No.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No.
Look at you in that shark. Look at you in that fish. Look at your head in that fish. You like it, don't you?
No.
Feels good,
no.
huh?
But you know what? You know what? This could be
Is it moist?
A sneak peek of me in the shark onesie. There.
That's true. That's true. Wait, guys, I got to tell you guys real quick. First of all, Justigos, thank you so much for the big emote biddies. But Razor is going to be having a fish-a-thon soon, okay? In about another, what, week or so? Week and a half? Fish-a-thon?
Yeah.
So during his fish-a-thon, he has a shark suit that he's going to be wearing, okay? New Razor lore. Listen, it has to do with his sexy fish kinks. We all know that Razor has a sex kink for fish. We don't judge it. You know, he got that fishy sex kink. We question it a little bit, but we don't judge it. But yeah, so he's doing a fish-a-thon in about a week and a half or so, and he's going to be wearing a shark outfit. So I'm just saying.
Oh,
also, thank you. Thank you for the resub, Liz. I fucking love you. Thank you for the resub. Yes.
Drink, please.
Draco, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you for the 69 biddies.
Now you listen to me, you little cupcake. Go drink some water.
Oh, there it is. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I have to fill it with fresh water? It doesn't have any water right now.
The pink cup. The pink cup. Yeah, fill with fresh water. That fills your cup, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm doing doofus things.
You're so good. Alright, eat the cooked tilapia there. Eat the cooked tilapia.
Thank you. Delicious. Very, very delicious, may I just say. Yes, we can drag you back. But once again, thank you, Liz. Thank you for the tier 3 subby. Thank you for caressing your nut. Okay. You know what I'm saying. Listen, she's got a special. You have a special emote in the tier 3 slot, so like that's how you caress your nut.
I got to sub to my nut.
She has to sub to her nut. See?
Sub to my nut.
Oh, that's what I was doing. I was gonna drag you in, and then like you got dragged in, and I see my brain does not brain today with this stuff going on with me. No, I'm glad that you did. Thank you.
Wait, did
Thank you.
Just apologize?
No, I was gonna say, don't apologize. Listen, you're helping me. My brain does not brain today with this illness. So, like, I need you to, like, yes. I don't even remember to drink IRL, let alone, like, drag somebody in a VC. See? I need you. I need you. Wait a minute. I need to make a fishy thing. Not a fishy thing. Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much for caressing your nut. See, that's Steelgar. That's how we caress the nut and stream here. Okay, that's Liz caressing her nut.
Tuppy?
Yes.
Water, please.
What are you
water,
cooking? Is that
I'm
Bruce?
cooking shark meat. Yes, it's Bruce.
Why is it a horseshoe?
You were eating Bruce? Wait, I'm not in the game.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I killed him.
Razor, are you complaining about eating fish?
It's
No.
not the way he likes to eat fish.
He doesn't like
That's
to
right.
It's
Oh,
just, why is it like a
yeah.
horseshoe?
Tuppy, eat the fish.
Wait a minute.
It's cooked.
No.
Eat it.
Emma's right. That's
Fake
not the
baby.
way you like to eat your fish.
No. Man, both of you. No.
It's okay. We're not judging. All right, we're not judging. You like to eat your fish a little bit differently. Okay.
No. No.
Yes.
Razor really lives by the fish of friends, not food.
He does.
Yeah.
I'm not saying ayo, but ayo.
Damn.
It's just the way, like, Razor rocks, man. He got that sexy fish king. You know, he gets a little protective over his potential lovers. Wait, what is this thing? Pick up a blueprint for a receiver. Did we mean to throw that away?
No.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Oh, read that. Get us.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Just drop it in the slot.
So wait, we still haven't moved out of here?
I don't remember how to do this.
Want to move now?
Wait, I accidentally threw it.
Stone. Does anyone have stone?
I dropped it on the thingy. So how do I read it again?
You have to use the bench. Drop it in the bench.
There it goes. It's been so long since I played this game, I just don't remember. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't remember it. Wow, Pog's power is still not back. That is crazy.
Yeah, so ran up the
I hope they're okay.
So.
Alright, so how do we... Wait, where's Ancient? Hydra, where'd you go? I thought we had a Hydra with us.
We did. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying.
How do we get, like, unstuck? Oh, speaking of dinosaurs, are you going to play the Isla at some point? Are you going to be a dinosaur with us?
I don't have the IO.
Okay.
What did I say? I said to Sin that if I get it, I'll, like, rent my own server. Because I don't do PvP. I'll rent my own server so I can play without PvP.
You don't want to eat the other dinosaurs, huh?
Yeah.
But you can kill them with kindness. Your teeth are kindness.
This is the
Yeah,
ice
but
age.
if the other
We're playing
players
crap.
will feel bad. Well, there's like NPC dinosaurs, right?
There are NPC dinosaurs. Depending on the server that you're on, yes. So the server that we play on, or we were playing on, up until yesterday, it had NPC dinosaurs. So you would have both on there and stuff. The global chat was hysterical, though. It was like reading a tabloid and stuff. You go to the global chat,
Go drink some
and
water.
the shit talking they do to each other as they kill each other is hysterical. Thank you, Vox. I do need to hydrate. You are right. Thank you. Yeah, it was funny as hell. Wait, who's sleeping here?
That's Liz. Liz
Oh, that's
died.
Liz.
I died. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I died? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, you
Oh, fuck. Come here. I need to actually catch these. I don't, like, have anything. I need a fishing pole. One of my favorite things to do in this game is to actually fish.
Here.
Bruce, fuck.
No, I would not want to take your favorite thing away from you, sir.
No.
You're the professional fisher, okay?
No. Yeah.
What are you going to caress if not your fish?
Nothing.
I knew nothing compares to them, huh? Nothing compares to your fish.
I'm not caressing fish.
I love the fact this man, he'll try to step out of one thing and he goes right into another. Love you. Thank you for the thank you for the razor. Thank you for the fishing pole.
What?
I can't talk. Oh, Hydra, you are welcome to join. You're welcome to join, hun. Hi, Deweenie. How are you? How are you doing, sweetie? I hope you're doing well. Another BCFC and CJFL board members are watching. That's what's happening. And I'm asking my contact if this is good news for our team. I bet you it is, Steve. I bet you it is good news.
You see why? I was trying to get planks so I could build us a chair. Alright, I was trying to get a hero that we didn't know we needed. Except for me.
I am trying to remember how to fish on this game. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's really easy. Oh yeah, I can be a professional fisher on here. I feel like this is my job. Pushes Liz into the water. Vox is pushing you into the water, Liz.
Fuck you, Vox. I'm gonna chihuahua your
Damn.
Crazy.
You called me a chihuahua earlier.
Wait, why are you a chihuahua?
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm thinking of you more of like a Cavalier King Charles.
Wait, that's beautiful. I fucking love them.
Aren't they wonderful? They're wonderful dogs.
They're the best dogs. They're so fucking cute. Oh my god, I'm honored.
They are. I have always said... It is. Listen, I have always said I am more of a big dog person, so I'm a golden retriever person. But if I were ever to get a small dog, it would be a Cavalier King Charles, because they have the mentality and the personality and the goofiness of a golden.
I would have a
Liz, you sound disappointed.
Says little cupcake shall be known as little shark face.
I wouldn't say they're quite like Goldens at all. I would say they're quite much the opposite. They're kind of like Chihuahuas, but less annoying. They're like
But they're regal. They have a regalness to
they're
them.
like Chihuahuas if they were pets and had nice hair.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
So I'd still 100% it would be.
I can't hear you. I just hear gurgle, blup. Oh my god. So yeah, I do keep drowning. Now, Liz, you're not drowning though. You're living. You're living life.
I'm living the dream.
You are living the dream. Hi, Acid. How are you, Acid? It's good to see you, sweetie. I'm well, just having a chill night. Let's go. Mostly same. Mostly same.
I need that.
Liz is a chihuahua, vicious and feisty, but will only bite your ankles. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I see her more as a cavalier. I think she's a cavalier.
I'm like a mutt between.
A mutt?
What? Why did you?
A mutt between.
I'm a King Charles.
What
I'm a
up?
King King Charles.
I know. There was none. I just put them in there.
Probably a beagle too, just for goodness.
I don't know if I see you as a beagle. Beagles though are adorable. I do love beagles, but they.
Can we be honest for a second? Like,
Okay.
they're so like
They are when they see a rabbit. When they see a rabbit, I'm just like. They're very prey driven. Oh, the water's ready? Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm going so slow. I go so slow. I got word too that the current board members of the old team are gonna fight this. Little do they know I'm ready for a fight. Yeah, actually, little do they know they're dealing with Steve. I'm just saying. You do not go down easy, sir.
I have a glitch.
Wait, you have a glitch?
Yeah,
Thank you for the lurkies, Fox. I appreciate you.
Retrieve my own health.
Hi,
What?
little void.
I didn't do
Hi,
anything.
sweetie. How are you?
Oh wait, can we walk
In it. Let me get a closer look. Yup, you're still cute. Sorry, wait, I didn't look close enough. Oh, wait, you're not just cute. You cute as fuck.
No, you cute. You're cute as fuck. Yeah. Fuck you, Bruce. You butt face.
Yeah, mommy's dead. Fuck you, Bruce.
If I'm a little chihuahua, then you're a scrappy little scrappy ass rat terrier. Wait, are you talking to me or Vox now?
No,
Okay.
no. You're definitely.
I am definitely a golden. I am very much a golden retriever.
But you know what? You're kind of a little, like I can see a little golden
Just push me.
So,
What?
I guess the goldens are kind of, well, you know what? I do, okay, golden doodle, you're right, because sometimes when I get chaotic in all energies, yeah, I will agree.
Like you're not strict. You're not just one type of energy. You're
No,
also.
you're right.
Yeah,
Goofy, completely. And golden doodles are hella goofy. However, golden retrievers are too. They are. They're very cute. I wish I was hyperallergenic though. I would feel so much better today.
you say
Allergenic. I can't speak to allergenic. Yeah, I can't speak today at all.
They are hypoallergenic.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. I wish that I was though. If I was a golden doodle, I would be, and then I would feel better.
No, I'm pretty sure they get a lot of allergies. But you know what? No one's allergic to you. Hydra!
Oh my god! Unjust, that scared the hell out of me. Thank you for frosting my cake, Unjust.
Can I throw back?
Holy shit. Guess who's back? Back again. Will is back. Tell a friend. Hi, Will. How did Diablo 4 go?
Come on, Liz.
Oh my god, come here.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. 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 What do? We swim. Swim. Little do they know that's actually me behind the scenes of starting this out. Yeah, they have no idea who they're dealing with you, Steve. So, good luck to them, so to speak, because they're gonna need it, but not really. As in, not really good luck to them. Oh yeah, let's go, baby. We collectins. Hyperallergenic, that's me. That's me too! That's me too! I'm allergic to everything, apparently. Totally me too. Even Jesus can't save them. No, not when it's you involved. I completely agree, Steve. Not when it's you involved. Tells, thank you so much. Thank you for the resub,
Go drink
sweetie.
some water.
I appreciate you. Thank you ever so much for the resub. I deeply appreciate you. You know what? I do need to hydrate. She's right. I do need to hydrate. Thank you. Is what the plank? Oh.
It's time to stretch.
Dude, I probably should walk the plank and just call it a day. But Tells, thank you so much for the resub. I so appreciate you, sweetie.
Hot cupcake.
I don't know how it scared me, but it did.
What a ass.
You're hot, alright? You're hot. You're the hottie here, alright? I'm just kind of like, you know, I just do the average. Sorry. I was looking away to the side real quick.
You would say
So,
that
she's-
to all of us.
She's just saying she's the average hotness, which isn't.
I don't compare to your fish, okay?
Wow.
I don't.
No. You're not trying to throw that in.
I will though.
What are we building here?
Oh, what is this?
No,
What are you trying to
Are you building
find here?
Are you building a raftic?
Who's building it?
I don't know. It looks like a raftic, though. I'm not gonna lie. Hi, Rage.
That's what I
How are
thought.
you? Thank you for the hydrate, by the way, Tels.
It's an arrow, you idiots.
The way you said that.
The way you said that was like...
Little do they know I've been lurking in the shadows, have all the evidence against them. You probably have a whole filing system on it, not gonna lie.
Bruce.
Go away. Looks like someone else's wood.
Why is she trying to like talk to Bruce like that? Oh, you got the spirit. Does that really work?
Hold up, I need to take care of something real quick.
Reading the ship.
I wish I still had one.
There's a spear in the chest.
Cuppy, hydrate in game. I do need to hydrate in game. Okay, let me go get some water. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for the hydrate.
Puppy, where are you? Come here. Come here.
Wait, where is here? Oh, here.
Right where
Hi.
I'm standing, there's a cooked mackerel. Please eat it. For the love of God.
Oh, there is. Thank you.
Your feet, babe.
Inu, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? What were you streaming? Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Little Cupcake Killer. I am a cozy horror streamer. We are embracing the cozy this evening. If any of you coming in are streamers, please feel free to let us know that you're a streamer. Let us know what you stream, when you stream, all of that goodness. But seriously, thank you. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, Inu, congratulations on 1.6. Congratulations on 1.6 followers, Inu, my friend. You deserve all the love in the world and then some. Congratulations. If anybody in here is not following Ecto Inu, please, please, please consider dropping that man a follow. I am very, very proud to say he is on one of my stream teams. He is a wonderful person and a great streamer. If you don't know Ecto Inu, please get to know him. Please drop that follow. Let's go ahead and start pushing him closer to that 2K mark, which I have no doubt he will have before he knows it. But seriously, thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to raid me out of everybody. And welcome into your community. The Empress B, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Cheeto, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Cashew, thank you so much for being here and coming through at the raid. I really appreciate it. And like I said, for all of you that are new into this community and stuff that are coming in with this raid, please, if you are a streamer, let us know that you're a streamer. Let us know what you stream. Let us know when you stream. This is a safe space to network if you choose to use it as such. The only thing I will ever ask is that you don't say you're currently live or about to go live. But welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you. I love you, Cuppy in chat. Inu, I absolutely adore you. I think you truly are a wonderful streamer. And I can't wait to see you get so much more of the love that you deserve. I'd love to get some DBD 2v8 rolling someday. Yes, I would love that. Inu, do you know what day that continues until?
18th, I think.
The 18th, because I was gonna say maybe if Thursday. Let me know if either Thursday. Let me know Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday if any of those days work for you. I would love to make that happen. It's been a minute since you and I have gotten to do a collab, and I would like to change that. And now that I'm back to streaming after my little hiatus in April due to my tech issues, I would absolutely love to do that. Thank you so much for the follow. I do have follows anonymous in this stream, but I do see that you chose to follow. If you would at all like to discuss yourself as a streamer, you are welcome to do so. But thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to follow. All right, what was I doing? I don't remember. 19th is the end. Honestly, any of those days sound fabulous. Yeah, I think Thursday would be great for me. If Thursday will work for you, Thursday would work great for me. So let me go ahead and actually throw a reminder Alright.
Plank is actually genius.
That'll actually throw a reminder in my reminder section in the Discord so I don't forget. Because anything that happens during stream, I am not going to lie. It's touchy as to whether I'll remember it. Thank you, Cheeto. Thank you for being here. Inu, I don't remember. Do you play Raft out of curiosity? All right, we got that. So I use Mix It Up Bot for that. Mix It Up Bot allows me to go ahead and throw reminders. So I have a special channel in my mod section of the Discord that literally says Cuppy reminders. So I'm able to have mods do exclamation remind and stuff and throw it there. Never got into it. Totally get it. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. So I totally get that. I need to have water again. It's crazy.
Yeah, I got rafted.
You got rafted? What does that mean?
Instead of drafted, it's rafted.
No, you're banned now. Banned. That dad joke gets banned. Thank you, Em. Thank you for that.
What did you do?
I don't know if I did it right.
Ender King. Hi, Ender King. How are you? You're not new, though, Ender King. You're not fucking new. All right? Hi, though. How are you?
There should be food that.
Yeah, I haven't transferred over entirely to Mix It Up yet. I just haven't had time. April was a weird month for me. So you probably noticed I did not hardly stream in April and stuff like that. I had tech issues going on, food poisoning, etc. So my consistency was super off in April, and I just haven't had the time to take care of a whole lot of stuff. But Mix It Up Bot is the bot that I use for that, and I'm going to be transferring over entirely to Mix It Up Bot really soon. I like a lot of the things it can do. So, why does she need a "you're not new" command? I am new. You're not fucking. Listen, you are not new. You are not new. Just don't get sick. Well, it's, unfortunately, it's a little too late for that. So, I have an autoimmune condition, and I am currently having a severe histamine reaction to something. I don't know what, but it started yesterday. So, I am sickly tonight. So, my energy is not quite normal, but we're working with it. Cheeto, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you for the biddies. You're way too kind. You are brand spanking new, though. Brand spanking new. So thank you for the biddies. But you get spankadoos. Spankadoos. Sniper! You're not new! You're not fucking new! You're not fucking new, Sniper, right? You're not fucking new.
I don't know.
I do have to raid and run to get my kiddo to bed, but thank you seriously for not only being a genuinely kind soul, but for being one of the very few streamers I know without a doubt that my community will always be safe with. I respect you and your soul more than you know. Thank you for everything, Cuppy. Inu, that coming from you is such an honor. It really is. I think of you very much the same. I would never, ever hesitate to bring my community to you. I have no doubt you would take as good a care of mine as I would. You are, like I said, you're just a good man. You really are. And I'm very, very proud to have you on my team. I truly am. Are you at least doing okay? Getting better? Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I woke up yesterday morning. So like I said, I have an autoimmune condition, which sometimes means that my body's going to freak out to things that it should not. It just gets hypersensitive. So yesterday morning, I woke up and I had what looked like crazy burns on my face. And then today I'm having like a severe histamine reaction. So I know my voice is all raspy, and that's after I took like allergy medication, 2 of them, honestly, and things like that. So it happens from time to time. It just kind of goes along with my stuff. So I've been sitting here for 5 minutes trying to send bits. I didn't know I had to do it like that. Wait, what happened? What happened that you had to do it a certain way? But I appreciate you, Ender King. Thank you so much. I do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, honey. But it should be gone soon. I'm not gonna lie, right now I look like a hot mess. Like I said, it looks like I've got like 2nd-degree burns on my face. I don't know what this is from. I have not used anything new, no new products or anything like that. The only thing I can narrow down to
cupcake.
is I did have a fairly new thing to eat a couple of days ago. It was my 2nd time having it. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times of me having something for my body to hyperreact to it. And yeah, so I woke up, like I said, yesterday with like what looked like burns on my face and stuff like that. It looks like someone punched me in my eye today, along with the burns on my face. And then it's gone full systemic now. So like tummy ick and just like histamine, and yeah, it'll be gone though soon, hopefully. It's because I'm here, isn't it? I'm giving you a histamine reaction. No, I hope you feel better, Cuppy, truly. Make sure you take care of yourself, love. Listen, Crispy, I could not on your worst day and my worst day have a histamine reaction to you, okay? I fucking adore you. I came across last night, I was laying in bed when I didn't feel good, and I came across one of your Instagrams and stuff like that. I fucking love you, dude. You're wonderful. If you guys don't know McCrispy Lips, like, absolutely get to know this guy. He's a vibe, all right? He's an absolute vibe. And if you don't know, you need to go find out for yourself and go know, okay? You do. Could you be from Sweat or Lunch? You know, it shouldn't be. No, not at all. All of my detergents are exactly the same. I'm really narrow in what I expose myself to, because I do know that my body has these weird reactions and things like that. The only thing I can think of at this point, like I said, is that I think it's from a food item, and I'm really hoping it's not, because I'm not going to lie. Like I said, it's only my 2nd time having it, and I absolutely love this food item. So I'm going to be really, really upset if it's this. Really upset.
Oh, we're on a big old island.
It's because you've been taking vitamin C and wanted to... Oh my God. See, now Crispy wants me to get on my soapbox. I can tell. Crispy wants me... I'm going to get on the soapbox now, Crispy. You done did it. Okay, so the reason why Crispy said that is... so for those of you that are new to me, I am actually a registered dietitian. I have worked in the supplements business. When I was in uni, I actually worked at a supplement store, and I encountered so many crazy things about what supplements can do that is not scientifically based, may I just say. Yeah, see, I'm gonna get on my soapbox. Yeah, exactly. You can get my energy back by getting me all passionate about that shit. And of course, like, TikTok is just a bastion of ill-advised, non-scientifically based bullshit when it comes to nutrition and supplements, etc. So yeah, Crispy knows how to get me feeling. This is probably the last of my energy that comes out right now, because the finger's wagging. You can't see it, but the finger be wagging. Okay, you could probably tell by how quickly I'm talking that my finger is wagging right now, because I got on my soapbox. I get the feeling away. Oh my God, I couldn't just do one bit and make it 20. So I had to go straight up 20. It should have been 10. I do have it set to 10. Just because I've had certain gremlins come in and spam like 100 one-bitty emotes that made my sound alerts go off for long periods of time. But it should be set to 10, so I do apologize. Welcome back, KB. Welcome back. Oh my God, I've been crashing out about TikTok for the past couple of days. Dude, the fucking TikTok stuff. Dude, I remember... I'm gonna beat your back.
She's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho.
A little bit psycho. A little bit psycho. I don't remember what I was saying now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna crash out about in just a second. As soon as the lawnmower's over from this brat. I love you, KB. Hi, how are you? KB, how was your stream? How was your stream, you brat? Don't think I didn't know you were streaming, you fucking brat. Alright?
Thank you for playing. I love you. Okay. I'm leaving, yes. Wait, where's the water? Oh, it's not ready yet, that's why.
Guys, there's a cute little store up here.
There's a cute. Oh yes, there are stores on the islands and stuff. Yes. Oh yeah. Wait, that's what I was gonna crash out about. I forgot what I was about to crash out about. So Crispy, you're gonna love this. So when I was working at the supplements place, I actually had somebody come in, and I love you, M. Mwah. I had somebody come in and was just like, so I saw on TikTok that I could clean my blood, because I'm sure I wish I was making this up. I really do. I read on TikTok that I could clean my blood by taking chlorophyll and iron and vitamin C at the same time. Pause so that we can just fully take in the moment of ludicrousness. That is not a thing. People. So yeah. And you know what I came to learn very quickly on is that I would still attempt to educate people on stuff, but I did learn very early on that I had to approach it a certain way for them to even be open to listening to me. Because people hear things on TikTok and they want to take that, right, for 110% truth, but they look at someone like me or Crispy who actually has quite an education in the medical field and stuff like that, and they look at us with suspicion. I literally got to a point where I started to tell customers who were in there, because like I said, at the time I was finishing my master's in dietetics, I would say to them, you've known me as somebody that's been helping you here in this facility for quite a minute. Do you honestly think that I have spent the level of money that I have spent the amount of time that I have spent, given up the things I have had to give up to get to where I am, to purposely lead you astray? Because a lot of people just want to think that we in the medical profession and stuff, whether you're a doctor or a dietitian, that we are there to purposely lead you astray because we're part of the quote unquote establishment. I have yet to meet a single person that was purposely trying to lead anyone astray. And I think it's very concerning. I can't help it. I have to get on the soapbox. I can't help it. I think it's very concerning that people want to believe you're a random stranger on TikTok or on Instagram about medical advice and the way these substances work in the body over people who have, in my case, 6 years of education, or, in other people's cases, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years on top of experience. It's concerning. So, critical thinking, my sweets. Embrace it. Love it. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Oh, yeah, see? Crispy, you feel me. Absolutely, Em. Thank you. I love you. Chlorophyll, the reason. Yes.
Go drink some
toxic water. Yes. The same exact chlorophyll. Yes. Sounds right. Or how about the many times I hear I need to detox my body? Oh my God. Don't get me started on detoxing. Please tell me how we made it as a species when we didn't detox our bodies for thousands of years. Crispy, don't even get me started on the detox stuff. Oh my God. Yeah. I actually... okay, so where I worked, the area that I live in is very alternative leaning, right? And where I worked would take that alternative leaning and suspicion of medical establishments 10 times stronger. And so I got to be known pretty much on the floor as the person you didn't send somebody to if you didn't want to sell detox supplements and stuff like that, because detox supplements and weight loss supplements were the two things I hardcore went after, because those are not a thing either, guys. I'm just going to let you know, weight loss supplements are not a thing. Don't go spend your money on that. All right. It's not a thing. It doesn't work. Also, detox supplements doesn't work. Your liver is incredible. Your liver, your kidney, all of these wonderful systems in your body that nature gave you are absolutely incredible. okay? They do that job for you. Don't let somebody on a sales floor in a supplements place, and can we just say that? I'm sorry. See, Crispy really got me going now. Can we just talk about, when you go into a supplement store, okay? Those people that are working that supplements floor, not a single one of them has any level of true education in anything, okay? They literally are salespeople. Their job is to sell you stuff. And the points of information they have are given to them by the education that is presented to them by the companies making those supplements. How do I know that? Because I was forced to go through those educations all the time as a sales clerk, okay? So please, critical thinking, remember where you're at. If you're on the sales floor of a supplements place, they have a job, and it's to make you spend your money in there, okay? Oh, I love you, Justigos. Get some sleep. Thank you. I do need to hydrate. No, you actually got my energy up, Crispy, by getting me on my soapbox, so thank you. Em, you're not new. I love you, but you're not new. I love you so much, but you're not new, Em. Exactly. Well, Liz, that plus even if you eat toxic stuff, your body, your liver, your body takes care of it. Your body's designed. There's multiple systems in your body designed to take care of those things. But no, Crispy, you're good. I got my energy up. I love it, actually. I love it. And I think every now and again, it's a good thing to have an education on this. I am totally good with it. I think I found a new teammate, Hell's Angels. Okay, I think that's pretty cool, Steve. You know what's really weird about that, though? I had a dream 2 nights ago about the Hell's Angels. So that's kind of weird. It's a little bit weird. Also, KB! You're not new! You're not fucking new! Right? You're not fucking new. You're not new. And KB, you're lucky you redeemed that, like, after Crispy got me all fucking, like, keyed up and stuff, because you got, like, a real yell and stuff. Because I was sick today, but you know what? I'll yell at you. This is one of the many reasons I adore you, Cuppy. We're just very much on the same page on many topics. Same. Right back at you, Crispy. Right back fucking at you. I love that we can bond on this one point of, first of all, you know, understanding the way things actually do work. And second of all, also having that experience of having to constantly have these same re-educations of people in terms of like supplements and stuff like that, and what does work and what doesn't work, and who we should listen to and who we shouldn't. KB, how are you going to unfollow me and refollow me? You're literally a mod. How are you going to unfollow me and refollow me? You brat. You brat. All right? I'm just saying. Fucking brat. Hold up. You know what? Crispy, I feel like, hold up. This has been a moment coming. So give me 1 sec, okay? You get this for many reasons, but I'm not gonna lie, that was one of them. Go ahead and refresh your tab. I wonder, should I get this game? I love this game, KB. I have beaten this game before in the past. I absolutely adore this game. It's been a minute since I've played it, so I feel like I'm definitely super rusty at the moment. But I love this game. Yes, you, Crispy. I wanted to, though. I wanted to. Every time you come into my space, you are nothing but a fucking vibe. You really are. You're nothing but a vibe. You came into this space tonight knowing that, well, obviously, right after you came in, I explained that I did not feel well and that I was having an autoimmune situation and stuff, and I was tired and feeling icky, and you helped bring my energy up. You made not just me feel better, but you made my space better for everybody else that's in it. So, you honor me. You honor me. Thank you, my friend. Oh shit, I need some food. Oh my god, there's no food in there. Please don't stop.
I thought I might eat some potatoes. Wait, I have fish in my inventory? I didn't even remember I had that, but let me eat this fucking potato. You honor me with your presence in my I can't even speak, my space. So, it is my pleasure. It truly is. It's my pleasure. And like I said, you absolutely brought my energy up. So, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. You make all of the spaces better. You're always so sweet and kind, and I love your passion for pushing others forward. Thank you for being you, because it encourages us to be better. I can't hardly imagine you being any better than you already are. And I can easily say that about a lot of people and stuff that are in my community. So, I would say, Uno reverse. Okay? Uno reverse. You guys help me be my best self. And that's the fucking facts. You really do. And if what you just did wasn't proof of that, I don't know what is. So, thank you. Ah! Oh my god! The one that jump scared me! I just jumped in my chair! Thank you for the big emote biddies! Holy shit! I'm fucking dead. Cuppy, eat, God forbid. Hold up. You've taken on M's thing now, haven't you? You're the Cuppy feeder. M is the Cuppy feeder.
There is food in the storage
Helpy, why can't I kill the land animals?
That I don't remember. I don't remember. Well, I think you can kill them with the spear. Can't you kill them with the spear? No, I think it's a... Yeah, and plus I think there's like a higher grade spear that you kill them with. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Not quite yet, but we're getting close, so you know what? I'm gonna just do it. Although, I'm sure somebody will crowd control me soon. And then, like... Wait, do I have water? I do. Okay, hold up. And then... Did I not just gather... Wait, am I crazy? I mean, I'm a little bit kooky sometimes, but... Okay, there we go. Just a little bit. That's what makes me a golden. I am getting there, honestly. Please think. Yeah?
Getting there? No, you're hungry now. Here,
I'm cooking a fishy, though.
There's a cooking with you.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. Wait, I just threw the hook at you. I was trying to hook you.
Me?
Razor. I was trying to hook Razor. Steel or metal sphere? Okay, see, exactly. It's a metal sphere that we need to kill the animals on the Huzoetsi.
I love you, Cuppy.
Ah! Hey, be high.
What a reaction.
I'm a baby. I'm a baby. Be nice. I'm not really sick though. I just have having allergic reaction to something. So you have to be nice to me. What the fuck was that? Who did? Crispy. Crispy. I see you sent that baby scare. I see you. Thank you for the crowd control.
Just came in to say hi, and then I was gonna leave before you undeafened, but then Cookie over here said to stay.
So, how was your stream? Yeah?
Oh, that's hot.
I had to share my one.
That's hot.
1 to 2 people talking, and that was perfect.
Oh my god, you're a brat.
It was great. It was amazing. Me not telling anyone was like the way to go.
Is that why you're going live when I go live, so that I don't fuck with you?
Maybe. No.
Oh, well, fuck you.
No, it's not. I was
gonna
like,
say, fuck you.
I got home. No. I got home and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna press something like go live. But because you were live, a lot of people were here instead, and I was just like, hey, go.
You know, I'm just gonna let you know, because I told Razor this before stream, and I saw you went live. If you think for one fucking moment that you going live when I go live is gonna prevent bullshit from happening, don't ever think, I literally have a command for this. Do you know that? I have a command to fuck up people like you. And here it is. It's called a love raid. And what that means is I literally pull into your stream and bring everybody with me while you're live and while I'm live.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever seen me do love raids, but I do love raids. It's been a minute since I've done a love raid, but I do them.
You're
I
not
absolutely.
Allowed. You're not allowed. You're forbidden. You're forbidden.
You can't forbid me from shit.
Wow.
You awful
So-
cute right now, thinking you
That's
can.
like just
But-
telling her
You're
to do it.
forbidden.
That's it. You're getting love rated. That's it. Next time you're live, when I'm live, you get love rated. I will bring all fucking 60 people with me.
No,
I'm gonna fuck you up.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
No,
am.
you're not.
Yes, I am.
Hey, B, you get that active chat for your final stream. Isn't that great?
Hi, Snickers. How are you, love? It's good to see you, Snickers.
You have Nets the whole time.
Yeah, it's
At
been a minute
least.
since I've done a love raid, but you know what? I think I need to start doing these again.
Now you listen to me,
I
you
didn't.
little
The only
cupcake.
reason
Go
why
drink
I
some
got out of the
water.
practice of doing them is because of the partner push. I couldn't do it during the partner push, and that is why I haven't done them in a minute. And it's been out of my memory to do them. But now that this has come up again, you know what? Fuck you. You're gonna get love rated. Anything? You got anything to say to yourself? I don't think so.
That's not allowed and not happening. Okay.
We'll see what's allowed. I'm an Aquarius. Like, let's get like non-scientific for a minute and completely illogical. Aquarians is supposed to be like the rebellious crew, right? I'm an Aquarius, so get fucked up. Also got you on the tech issues. I factory reset my computer today, so I'll have to rebuild everything. Crispy, I am so sorry you had to factory reset, but hopefully that takes care of it and you're able to go live. Because, hello, now that I'm streaming again, we have our collabs to do at some point. Our community used to do love raids all the time. My team leader did them. We followed suit. I love them. I watched somebody do love raids first, like, I would say maybe about a year after I got on Twitch. Although I don't fuck with that person anymore for other reasons. I will say that him doing love raids was something that really inspired me and was something that I really wanted to get into. I love it. No, you're fine.
By a boar. Oh my god, fuck you, dude.
No! Wait, not the boars again!
boars.
We were getting fucked up by boars on, what is it, the Isle last night.
God.
It killed me. I got stuck on its face.
Aw. I just got home from work, finally back after 3 weeks, and they're working me to the bone, so I have money. It's a love-hate relationship with my job right now. Snickers Cupcake, I am so sorry you're getting worked to the bone, but I am happy for you in terms of, you know, having more money to be able to spend, not just on the things you need, but the things you want. So.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get going. I will see you later.
All right. Love you, KB. You brat.
Love you. You're not doing no love raid on me.
Yes,
but
I am.
I love you.
Yes, I am.
No,
Yes.
you're not.
Yes, I am. You can't stop
no,
me.
you're not.
The more you tell me not to, the more I will do it. You got
I
me.
will
You
have
got me
pulled up.
confused.
I will have you pulled up, and if I have you pulled up, and I see you do this, okay, I will end stream immediately.
Fine. You know what? I won't even put that out there. I'm not even gonna tell them. All of a sudden, we're just gonna end up in your fucking stream, you brat.
No, you can't do that.
That's right. Keep giving me more information. Keep giving me more information so I know how to work around your bullshit.
That's true.
Issa, I'm glad you're here, Issa. KB is here, and he's trying to actually tell me what I can and cannot do. Can you please set that man straight? Thank you.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
Hi, Isa. I miss you.
I just started playing the Isle, Crispy, and I love it. We just started playing the Isle for me 4 days ago. So I need to know about this server with the prox chat, okay? Because I need to be able to talk to people in that game. Issa, I love you. I love you. Issa and I are sisters again. Issa, I didn't get a chance to message you before stream, but I did see that we're sisters again, and I am very happy and very proud to see that we are sisters again. All right? I fucking love you. Yes, I saw.
No, But you're not allowed. No.
Oh, I am. Do you hear that, Issa? He said aloud again. He said aloud. Is crazy.
No. I will raid you before you raid me.
No. You can't raid me before I raid you. I will raid you first because I'm not going to give any warning now. No warning. Shush your face.
Okay, well, I do.
Sit down.
Yes,
That's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought.
Okay, well, I do gotta go, so I'll see you
All
guys
right.
later.
I'll see you later, Brat.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Bye. Love you, Brat. Issa, that man got me fucked up. He thinks he can tell me what to do. It's kind of crazy. Thank you for being here, sister, so you can be here with me and tell him to, get his shit straight, because, that's not going to be a thing. What was the voice? Wait, what voice? What voice did I do? Exactly. See, Issa sets you fucking straight.
What are you doing?
Oh, it doesn't fit there? Oh my god, okay, these are the fish that don't fit. I forgot. Oh my god, this bitch is eating our stuff. This bitch is eating our stuff. Unicorn Gaming, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? What were you streaming? Welcome in, raiders. My name is Little Cupcake Killer. I am a cozy, chaotic horror streamer. If any of you coming through with this raid are streamers, please feel free to let us know that you're a streamer. Let us know what you stream, when you stream, all of that goodness. And thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to raid me. If you guys are not following Unicorn, our brand new friend, please consider doing so. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, Toxic, you are coming back to streaming, so you are about to find out. I'm just saying.
Liz. I made an axe. You want it?
There's an axe.
Let the beat rock.
No, you take it. I got killed by a boar over there.
Oh, yeah.
I
I heard
want to
that.
go back. Set.
So, did you get bored with them?
I can send you some information on the server if you'd like. A friend got me started into it. It's been a ton of fun. I would love that, actually, Crispy, because we've been looking. We had heard that there was a Prox Chat server for Dino Game, and we did not know what it was. But I definitely want to play on a Prox Chat server. I think that would be great. Officially on my affiliate anniversary. I'm excited. It's been too damn long. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you, honey.
Oh, you can't research that.
Alright, sorry. I was taking a look at something while you guys do that. Welcome back. Welcome back from the ads. I don't know if you got to hear me, but thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to raid me. I really, really appreciate it. How was your stream? I got you, Boo. No problem. The only thing I will warn that everyone is having a hard time with is that the servers fill up quick, but it's usually not long before you can join in. Okay, that has me even happier. That has me even happier because some of the servers that we joined into yesterday were kind of dead and stuff. So we definitely want to be part of like a hopping server like that. I am like totally excited by that. Biffy, you're not new! You're not new. Copy before I go to bed. I CC'd you a hat. What hat did you get? Oh, I have a glow hat. I got one of those glow hat thingamadoogies. Isa! You're not new! You're not fucking new! You're not fucking new, Isa. I love you, but you're not new. You're not new. I love you. It was good. What were you streaming, hun? What were you streaming? Rue has you up on the big screen. I have dinner. Aw, thank you. Tell him I said thank you, please.
Jaws strikes
Uh
again.
oh, I'm about to be a chibi. I'm getting chibi-fied. I'm getting chibi-fied, guys. Hold up. I am trying to do something real quick. Issa, I do not know. I have set this up wrong in that when my model changes out, it doesn't go to the right position. I'm gonna need help with that at some point. I do not know how to change that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Okay, no worries. I gotta figure that out at some point. Yeah, I finally am gonna do the notes. Like, I've been actually working on stuff. Like, I added tits to my stream. If you go to the channel points redeems, you can actually throw poop emojis at me and cupcakes. Like, so I'm slowly getting some stuff done now. But I gotta do that. Wait, no, you don't want to do that to Unjust. You don't. You're right. You totally do not want to do that. Ooh, okay. Hi, cool, awesome dude. How are you? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing super well. I am gonna call it here because I'm gonna go try to eat. I'm gonna try to take it easy. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much to each of you for your time and your energy. Thank you for the biddies, the subs, the crowd controls, the Tangias. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the gift off my throne. Will, you blow me out of the water. You really do, sir. You blow me out of the water. Thank you so much for that as well. I absolutely adore you. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Mwah. I'm gonna try and get some sleep though, because I have to get up early for work tomorrow. Love you, love you. Thank you so much, Unicorn Gaming. Thank you once again for choosing to raid me. I really do appreciate it. Get some good sleepies, and I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. I miss you already. I miss you, Issa. We need to play games soon. It's been way too long. It's been way too long. Chandria, thank you for the stars, sweetie. I love you. Mwah. I love you, Chandria. 4200, thank you so much. Thank you for the lurks. Thank you for chilling here. I very much appreciate you. I'm sorry, Blades. I'm actually ill. In a normal time, if I had not had to be so inconsistent over the past month, I would have actually canceled tonight's stream just because I am not well. So I apologize. But I love you guys and thank you. Thank you so much for everything. Like I said, I really do appreciate it. Message me whenever, girly pop. Issa, yes, we need to play the games. And we need to play some DBD, because you play DBD now. We don't play some DBD and stuff. We need to do that kind of stuff. But I adore you guys. Once again, thank you for everything. Thank you for the raids. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the lurks, the biddies, the subs. Like I said, the Tangias, the blurps, the crowd controls, everything and all that you guys do for me. The gifts from my throne. Most of all, always though, thank you so much for your time and your energy. As I said, I will not be live tomorrow. For those of you that are not in the States or Canada, the States and Canada celebrate Mother's Day tomorrow. I don't know where else in the world does, but I usually take that day to myself. So I absolutely adore you guys. I will not be live tomorrow though. I will be in the Discord on Monday though for anime night, and of course, participating in Discord events this week, as well as being live on Thursday. But thank you all so much. Have the most wonderful evening. Special thanks to everybody that gamed with me. If I could get a mod to do shout outs for each and every one of you that gamed with me, because I was gaming with my mods. If I can get a shout out for Liz, for Razor, for M, Ancient Hydra, and poor Poggy, who lost his power and was not able to play. I would really appreciate it. But thank you once again, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your day tomorrow with your family, if you celebrate Mother's Day tomorrow in your country. And I shall see you all soon. Mwah. Have the most wonderful evening, guys. I'm not a mama. I'm only a mama to 3 precious kitties. I am not a mama to 3 precious kitties. I just, how do I want to word it? I don't believe I don't want to trauma dump and stuff like that. So my mother, I've talked about it before on stream though. My mom passed away a few years ago. And so Mother's Day for me is the one day that I kind of just like to be on my own and reflect, reflect on her life and stuff like that.
I'd like some pie.
So Mother's Day is just a day that I tend to take to myself and reflect on my mother and her place in my life and things like that. But, oh my God, Nico, hi. Hi, Nico. How are you? It's good to see you, sweetie. It's good to see you, honey. But I love you guys. I shall see you all soon. And like I said, I'll see you Thursday. Mwah. If you happen to see me in a Discord call, please feel free to come and join me. If you guys can ever see me in a call, it means that I am available for you guys to come and chill and chat with me. Okay? Thank you for the shark cream pie. I think, maybe? Aw, Snickers cupcake. Happy Mother's Day to you. No one needs to be alone fully, but only if you want to. Love you, Cuppy. Blades, I deeply appreciate that. I deeply appreciate that. I truly do. Of course, I join you as you leave. I'm sorry, OG Chatty McDaddy. I'm so sorry, sweetie. I am so sorry. But I absolutely adore you guys. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there who are mamas. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there who get to celebrate your mamas. And I send you... I'm choking up. Not choking up sad. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm getting congested again. I can feel it. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. I hope you all have the most wonderful day tomorrow. And I shall see you all soon. Thank you, Neon. Thank you. Mwah. Oh, wait. OJ! You're not new! You're not fucking new! You're not fucking new. You're not fucking new. I love you guys. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for the huggies. I appreciate that. Yes. For those of you that are on the same path I am, where maybe your mamas are no longer with you, I send you all the love in the world. I send you all the huggies in the world. And I am sure that every single one of you, whose mama is no longer with them, I'm sure she's looking down on you, proud of you. I know mine is. That was literally the last thing my mother said to me before she left here. So I'm sure that each and every single one of you has a mama that's up there feeling the same. But I love you guys. Mwah! I will see you later on in the week. Huggy, I see you. Mwah! If you can copy and paste those raid messages that I almost forgot. I am so spoiled. I almost forgot to put my raid messages in there. My bad. My bad. If you could copy and paste the raid messages, we are going to go ahead and raid somebody that has raided me multiple times. I would like to show her all the love in the world. If you guys could show her some love and show her some grace. She does, how do I want to word this? She is a mute, and so she doesn't speak in her stream. She types in her stream. So if you guys could show her some love and some grace and understanding and let her know that she's absolutely amazing just as she is, it would mean the world to me, okay? So go love on her. Mwah! Have a great night.